Hello? Hello? Whiny Lambo? We had to take a little bit of a break here, but we are getting back to it. How goes it? How goes it? We're trying something interesting today. I'm gonna have to be checking some data while I'm doing today's stream. If you guys saw my announcement on Discord, we're trying something for the very first time today. And it's kind of exciting. I don't know how this will work out, but we'll find out here. Oh man, this is kind of exciting. Kind of exciting. Actually, let's check missions real quick. We gotta reset here. Let's grab, what do we grab? Bread? Let's go. A lot of bread. Pipe Valley, Little Lucy, and Barracks. Yeah, I think we can just turn this whole set in, actually. Let's see if we got anything else. We got 16 turn-ins here. Rocky Road. Hairdresser is a good pull. That's 21. Oh, we got double Rocky Roads. It's frustrating because I don't think I can grab both of them, even though I want to. I just ran out of fried ray wings. We're gonna grab all three of these, but I'm not gonna do the Del Green one just now. It's just not worth the time. 6 plus 10 is 16. Plus 6 is 22. So let's just go ahead. We should be good for all of these. So we need 11 bacon sandwiches. We'll start there. No, I see one thing that I don't like here. And that is our new chat thing. I think it's a little too transparent. If you guys have any feedback, feel free to provide it. That's about 97%. Not too bad. Let's try 98. I feel like that looks better, actually. How's it going, Lambro? Are you busy clicking away over there? Yeah, I've been slacking a little bit today. Did someone else opt out? Why did we jump up a rank here? It's always weird when we jump up. Did Small disappear again? Small's got 35 on me. Yeah, we kind of dropped the ball a little bit here. Yo, what's up, Keen? Welcome in. We are just getting started. But I'm not going to go super late today. My Wednesdays are always pretty brutal, but today was a little bit... It was just a lot. I've been kind of at it since about 7 AM today, and we went till... I technically hit level 230 foraging at 2 in the morning last night, 2:20. So... Lots of people opting out after 500 right now in guard. Yeah, I know Killshot's on that list. So the chicken and leek pie... Let's grab our pots real quick, just to make sure. These are very risky to drop right now. We need to make 10 chicken and leeks, so let's just go 8. Oops. I know Killshot is not banned, and they are definitely on that list. Let's go ahead and, sorry, it's prep table. I know. Can someone check if they can type in Jimmy's YouTube stream? Hey, that's a good question. Did you guys try it? I'm also not supposed to technically talk about it. Per Twitch things. But I think everything else is good. But yeah, let me know. You found the live link. I mean, that's good. It is there. Let me know when I can change some settings or something. Okay, we can make... that's an interesting comment, good sir. How many total chicken and leek pies we need? We need 10, so we can put them back. 2, grab the leeks. Next 2. more prep table, that's right. Okay, I got you. One sec. I think I know what I can change. It's definitely a YouTube. It says excellent connection. Let's just try. Oh, you got it. You definitely got it, good dude. Congrats. Do we have enough sandwiches? 5, 6, 11. Do we have 11 sandwiches? We do. Yeah, let's grab it all. Something's missing though, isn't it? 1, 6, 11. Oh, we have to get our one random ray wing, which we can do. I think that's all missing. I have literally one ray left, and I finally found a mission that was literally just one. There's 2 doctors in here. What's up? Who are you and why are you stealing my name? That's pretty good. I don't even know if you're memeing or not, but it's pretty great. Well, yeah, welcome in everybody. This is definitely a first time situation. We're gonna give it our best here. I wasn't sure how this would actually go. So all the commands and stuff, they work. If I like mouse over chat, I have like a live chat view, which is nicer. Get a subscription. Yeah, you gotta be premium, Mr. Doctor. Welcome in, Hearthstone. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're having a bit of fun with this. Am I good here? We have 11, we have 12 pies, they're all done. We have rays, we have the beef. A lot of people there. The viewer attack, oh gosh. Yeah, everything should still work, just as it did. I put a little bit of effort into some of the finer details. So Barracks and Del Green, I just want to do some like one run. I'm not trying to like back move it, you know? Has anyone told you look like Ron Weasley? Not exactly, man. Ron Weasley. Out of everybody that we could look like. Somehow we went to the only place we shouldn't have gone, which was the office. We need to go Barracks. Let's go ahead and go the fried wing here. Yeah, it'll show, you know, that is a thing. It's a very recent update that even Twitch allowed this, actually. It just happened, well, technically like a year ago. But yeah, we're gonna give it a shot, man. I've never really gotten into it before. Ron Weasley. Yeah, we're doing our bounties. We're gonna go probably do foraging today. Should be an interesting grind. You know, whenever Jimmy wears business casual, we're in for a legendary grind. Yeah. It usually means I had a day, you know. If you are paying attention, it's most likely on Wednesday. I don't think I'm gonna make it to Little Lucy. We can... It's on the way. New tap gets the weak buys. Whoa! That got in the way. Wait, is that a 200%? That's good though. That's good for potion efficiency, so I can't really complain about this. Little Lucy's like far west, so we're not gonna make it in 30. But what we'll do is we'll hit Lucy and Rocky Road in one go. Hey, what's up, Bones Dog? Wait, what's with the other fish? You have like a reverse fish. That's like super meta, but then you could put something in the middle of it and be like, dang, what are the fish moving toward? Yeah, it's been a long day for me. I've been trying to keep everything kind of afloat. I guess we just have to run all the way from Little Lucy to Rocky Road. Meme from WebSim, actually, but heavily inspired. Well, that's cool, though. I'm all for memes, man. You have a spinning fish? Well, so many fish. Too many fish. So we're gonna have to try popping a 10% potion, and then we have to run across the whole map here. But the XP is really good. It's literally 10k base to get to Rocky Road. I would have doubled down on the Rocky Roads if I had more wings, the Ray Wings, just because the XP drop is so good. Like, I'm convinced if you get like a pure one-stop shop Rocky Road mission, it's like the best meta XP in the whole game. Like, nobody's really talking about... Like, a lot of people talk down on bounties because of the runtime. But if you're like doing active things on the way over, like, this is a really small thing, but like, yeah, I can like grab the nettles on the way. Like, there's nothing really stopping me from hitting a couple nodes as we like work our way up there. And not that I'm gonna like hit all of them, like we're not gonna be efficient with this. But like I know I'm gonna also get these like new monument pieces that I unlocked recently. I could be like slapping a hair beast here and there. Jimmy, something terrible happened to me in game. Oh, Kel's the mod. I'm concerned, but what happened? I think there's like some easy ways I can do shoutouts here. But Dr. Pressure, would you be so kind as to /shoutout Kel's the mod? Cool streamer. But what happened to you, if you don't mind sharing? Hopefully it's not like terrible. But you said it was terrible, so I'm thinking it might be terrible. How bad are we talking? Yo, Srelunk, you finding me on the other side of the neck of the woods? Yeah, we're trying it out. We're doing a little improved situation here. It's the first time thing though, and I figured we just go for it. Man, 228. These might have good base XP. Wow, our ping's like really weird. Like, look at the XP drop. It was like super early there. That was just that one time. But yeah, 4k a pop is actually pretty good. Last night I set up my cooking passives. I go like 20 hours without playing, then I logged in tonight to see the numbers go up, and then it was not go up because I ran out of crates 8 hours in. Yeah, I can tell you at least once that I've... So like alchemy has a really funny mistake, fun fact, but some people will mess up alchemy because they will like do chopping or whatever, and the NPC will like say the message and they'll think they're good and just let it log out. And they'll wake up and they're realizing that they don't get any XP. I realized like 15 minutes in, I'm like, I don't think I ever actually started my gather or whatever. But I should probably pause it here. Sorry to hear that though, Kels. That's definitely painful. I think it's faster to just hit the 3 potatoes and then work our way down. You bought a new phone today. Impressive, impressive. Do you like it? Is it good? Is it sufficient? Just trauma bought 999 crates. Like, this will never happen again. Oh no. Yeah, cooking passive seems like they would be good. I've thought about it like later if things like don't go well, but I'm not really too sure, honestly. You guys, I put out a very new video literally just a few hours ago, but we finally published a bit of foraging details for those who seek the information. Feel free to !forage guide. It's a bit of a long guide, but it kind of sums up all of the thoughts that we have about foraging, and we'll probably be shouting it out a few times throughout the stream today. But just going through basic concepts, I'm not trying to like get into the math too heavy, I'm just trying to teach people how I'm thinking about it, so that they can then apply their own thoughts, and like, you could go a little bit more detailed in the math, but I don't think that's really going to make a great video, you know? Thanks, Slambro. Appreciate it. Traveler. Welcome, welcome. Gotta check it out. It's not bad, it's not bad. It's a good, like, primer for someone who's, like, maybe just getting started, or I've done it for a little bit. A Red Magic 10 Pro. I don't even know what that is. It sounds, like, futuristic. And my inventory is, like, all over the place. What do we even keep here? I think we keep the nettles. This is my way of working back to our grind spot without like inting too much XP. I'm really gonna be testing out the YouTubes with like their content moderation basically flags DMCA for, you know, anything that is like on the fence. Like I've had friends like get their live streams like literally canceled midstream because like they played music that was copyrighted. So I'm trying to be very specific with the songs that are being played today. I'm going to be doing different playlists that I'm going to be most just doing science with. But so far we're looking like we're in the clear. Wait, so Red Magic 10 Pro is a gaming phone? Like actually a gaming phone? That sounds pretty cool. Considering getting a Red Magic, how do you like it so far? One of the most powerful phones came out less than 24 hours ago. You know, actually out of everything that I should drop, it shouldn't be the potatoes, as crazy as that is to say. Like if I'm gonna literally go through this grind, like let's just go bank this stuff. We'll do another lap and stuff, but I don't need the kelp, but I think we'll keep the potatoes, we'll keep the rock, and then we'll bank the shells, of course. What is this timing? Anyway, we're just resetting our order a little bit. I don't remember the vid, but I'll say it's a really cool setting tip I never thought about. Yeah, it's got a few tips and tricks, that's for sure. How did you like the editing, Lambro? It's pretty good, right? I feel like the editor did a really good job. And yeah, I think that type of thing is pretty apparent. I've never like had a video with like as many segments as were in that thing, so like I'm exploring new complexity and trying to like train my brain to like build the content with more things in mind about how they should be done. We're a little bit ahead of respawn, but just like by a hair. I mean, for a second I'm like, is there any chance that they like change the respawn rates? This is slow. This is the beauty of storage rifts. Like, look at this inventory. It's all over the place. Like, I mean, I'm surprised it doesn't have fish in it, you know. But 6 clicks later, and we're good to go. Each video's been ramping up in that way. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, and we're at the point where we're gonna upgrade to a 4K webcam. So by like New Year's, I'll have a webcam figured out. I'm gonna do some research and see if like there's like more advanced things I can look at. But yeah, we're gonna try and upgrade a little bit. I think like what we're doing right now has been good, but like we still can kind of step up our visual prowess, you know, especially in like it's like with YouTube I do like a bigger cam. It's not like way bigger. I think it's like where is it even? I can show you guys, but it's in my list of things here. Big cam, this one here. There we go. See? Hello. Anyway, like the green and stuff, like there's just like little small things that I want to improve. So it'll be fun to kind of like test out a bit and see how the stream really feels, and I don't know. It's like it probably won't make a huge difference for Twitch, but I'd like to think that I'm gonna basically enable some improvements. Like we're going to use like software to improve our green screen, and hopefully yeah, it'll just be better. Yeah, we got Flaccid and Vanny with the redemptions. All right, cheers. Imposter. Oof. Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah, we're definitely behind today. It's actually, this is a crazy fact, but I've grinded the least out of any day since Brighter Shores came out today. I have had downtime all over the place. Like, the day has 5 hours left, and I legit have only grinded like, I think like 4 hours today, 5 hours. So our grinding ability has been really like cut pretty hard. But I always expect my Wednesdays to be bad, but in my mind I'm always like, oh, I'll find a way to grind, but I just couldn't today. But yeah, we're gonna try and get another 5 in, and hopefully grinding like 10ish won't put us too far back. But I should be only like 25 levels behind small right now, and we're closer to 35. But we can definitely push a bit further. First words? That's not my first words. Yeah, you've talked in here before. Now, why would it say that, Vanny? It's kind of funny, since I got the Ultra version, it means my phone will have more RAM than your PC. That's absurd. That's like amazing, but absurd. We did pass 1200 total in Hopeport. At the very moment, we are 36 levels behind Small. But we have many levels to get. We could get these levels through different methods if we like. We may dip out of Forge a bit today. I've kind of decided that like the top 20 Forager is it's moving, but it's not moving at a fast enough pace that I really care. As bad as it sounds, like I don't think it's really going to be that tight of a race for top 20 Forager. The way that I've been grinding Forager, I think I could legit cut my playtime in half. And I don't think we would have trouble breaking top 20. I think if I grind hard right now, I think we're literally going to get like 16th. But like the difference between 16th to 20th, I think it's like, it's literally 2 weeks. And yo, OJ Allen. See, it's saying first words for a lot of people. No, I think it's because of, guys, we have a little bit of a setup going on. If you notice, things look a little different. There's just a few minor changes on stream. Actually, I can see some of that up top doesn't look super great. Those don't look aligned. The one on the right looks too high, right? Anyway, I might make some notes, and I need to move some stuff around. But yeah, the chat is basically undergoing some full upgrades. Let's just put it that way, because we're experimenting with multi-streaming today. Not exactly supposed to talk about the details of it per Twitch rules and stuff, but yeah, we're doing new things, you know. I've got a new video out today on the YouTubes. It has basically 20 minutes of our foraging adventures documented. But no, we built a guide that has pretty much all of the nodes up to 200 laid out. Some like general strategies with like different nodes and pathing and stuff like that. So it's got a little bit of like the high level tips and goes all the way through. Yeah, Flaccid, we talked about it yesterday. We've been researching it since Moist Critical put out the video. And I've been looking at a bunch of ways to do it, and I wasn't sure if we could keep it up from like a bitrate standpoint. But it looks like 2 is working absolutely fine, so far it's looking like a massive pass. Like everything is looking real good. And yeah, we're kind of excited to see how everything goes. Still only using 16 gigabit DDR4 RAM on the PC. Well, you'll have 24 gigs of, I don't even know these terms, LPDDR5X. What does the L mean? I don't even, that's a lot of RAM, it sounds like. Jody needs server hops. If anybody wants to drop usernames, all are welcome. Just streaming 160p is 2004. Yeah, exactly. As if you had options. Like, it's just funny. There were so few tools even. I remember like fraps and stuff. Like there was like different ways you could like record gameplay, but man, so few people did it. Because nobody had like, I don't know, the knowledge was really lacking, I think. There was a lot of, like, look at like media and like what an empire media is, right? Like, just to like really throw it out there, like what like Fox, CBS, NBC, you know, CNN really didn't even blow up until later. Yeah, the unregistered high camera, it's like, yeah, 15 years ago now, man. It's crazy. But, you know, like, the media companies, like, back then really wanted control. Like, it was all about, like, what we say matters more so than what everybody else across the fence says. Like, that doesn't matter at all. Don't worry about their opinion or what they're saying. Like, we live in a day of legit open broadcasting, right? Where tools like OBS are open source. Like, where everyone can, you know, if you have a decent opinion, maybe people might even listen to you. You know, yo, Zohan's in here. What's up, Zohan? Yeah, we're testing some new things, Zohan. It's a little bit of a science experiment. Exclamation Discord for the people on Twitch. We have a little announcement. that had 4 different parts in it, but definitely worth reading. I'm trying to move forward with the stream in many ways, so I feel like trying new things is always like, it's exciting, right? But I'm wanting to also set up a camera for me running on the treadmill. It's gonna be like a real upgrade. I think we'll have a decent time trying it out. Yo, Harbinger, hello, hello. New things scary. Things must be kept the same for all time, always. Yeah, that's. I mean, a lot of people really look at it like that, you know. So Sri Lanka, I mean, you're like you do mobile game pretty hard. You know, you play the literal mobile Black Desert. I mean, that game looks like it would make a phone explode or just heat up, right? Now, what's the name again? One more. I don't even know. I'm scrolling on chat now. Said I bought a new phone today. Red Magic Pro. Oh my goodness. Craziness. Red Magic Pro. Let's check you out. Huh? Interesting. Yeah, it's a gaming phone. Looks like a race now, Jimmy, for the lower level 300 to 310. These people are racing each other. Now we're talking guard. I haven't done my daily leaderboard analysis yet, you guys. I don't know if we wait for a few more people to get in here, but that's coming soon. That's coming soon. We'll do it in a second here. We have 14 more levels. These 14, I mean, honestly, they're not really feeling that bad. Like, they don't feel too different than the last ones. I mean, Kyle's here, so we're basically good to go. I mean, how's it going, Kyle? Welcome, welcome. It'd be cool if I could, like, look at my number, like, 2763, like, oh, we had a lot of players sign up today. Yo, Vank, what's up, Mr. Vank? Kind of joke stat, they have their advertising as a double the battery of an iPhone 16. Is that true if you don't play games on it, I imagine? How's it going, Bank? We have a little bit different setup here. You bought 2,000 mantas to cook. Interesting. What tier, I know those rays are like the play. We've heard some pretty interesting things. 7,050 milliamp hour? Isn't that really small? That's not, is it mega amp hour or something? Like, I joke, but surely 7,000 is not that much. I think that's a lot of, that is a lot of XP, man. I'm trying to, like, bullishly wait for trading to come out. I think if I just push foraging, it's, like, the best thing I can do, like, logically for me. Just gonna move these up because it's tilting the crap out of me. Yo, Spexa with the tier 1 6-month resub. Thank you so much, Spexa. I hope you are doing well. How is Path of Exile going? How are the games over there? 7K is decently large. Most phones have less than 5K. Very interesting. I guess I believe that. It's funny because I've shopped for batteries, so I've seen, like, you know, like the 72K or whatever. Like, there's some crazy bars. Samsung S24 is 4K. Okay, yeah, that's good comparison. Peer's going well. I haven't played much today. Been busy with the ferrets. I see. I see. Is PoE like pretty good, like, progression wise? Like, do you just kind of like keep unlocking things, or do you kind of like? Is it more just like making decisions about what to unlock in a tree? I know it's like all about like just tons and tons of customization, right? All right. On the hour, in 8 minutes, we will do daily leaderboard review. Dun dun. Keep moving up and upgrading gear. Depends on luck mainly. Ignite. I love it. But not unfair. I mean, that's good. That is very good. The big thing is maps. I see. I see. For a phone, it's very big battery, but if you include like tablets and stuff, then it's on the smaller side. I mean, I feel like if you have like a lot of like really intense games running, it would just like burn that battery so hard. We turn the lightsaber on, I mean, you can kind of see that it's extra. I'm just saying. It kind of says the name like in chat, on stream. Pretty sure you can see it. Yeah, if you guys are just joining in, we did publish a new foraging guide today. I'm a little behind on getting the XP. The gains have been a little bit shallow for like pretty much the first time since the game came out. But I had a pretty intense work day. I had work for like 5 different clients today that I was trying to do. Your message failed to send. Is that a Twitch thing? Anybody else having issues? It's like a very rare thing, but sometimes stuff like that can happen. We got your made the end game Atlas grind way more interesting than PoE 2 message. Or PoE 1, sorry, I misread. What is Atlas grind? What does that even mean? Is that like some sort of skill tree unlock type thing? Max settings, intense gaming. It's advertised last 6.2. Is that good though? Atlas is the skill tree? Oh. Yeah, I've never touched Path of Exile. Kind of afraid to. Kind of afraid to. 5 minutes. 5 minutes until leaderboard review. We'll see. We'll see. It's more like a skill forest. Is it like the giant grid that just goes out? Like, you can't just choose random things too, right? They have to like be like connected to previous things. So like clearly there's like a function of like depth and like things that are further away from the starting area being more valuable. Is that a general thing? A skill forest for passives? And a passive forest for like actual endgame zones to run? Oh my word. That seems like a lot. Very, very interesting. Current phone dies in like 2 to 3 hours. I mean, that's true. You say that now and I'm like, yeah, actually, like, so many phones will die so quickly if you really are, like, pumping something that's intense, right? High graphics. Swamky, is that also, like... I guess the real question is, does the phone get really hot? Like, how does it... It's gotta have, like, some crazy cooling, right? If it's really trying to advertise that type of performance. You can also use items to juice up maps and make them harder, but reward more. Top 10 here. Swarm. Strunky is the BDO mobile guy. same person for sure. I'm gonna start click there. Just a couple minutes, guys, and we'll do this review. Juice up maps. That's kind of like what Diablo 4 did, right? You could like use different items that help like tune a dungeon to like different, I wouldn't call them like attributes, but I feel like that was a thing, right? Like you could make like you could choose like to run a poison and fire dungeon, or I don't know, like there were weird things like that. I only played D4 endgame for a little bit, but I kind of remember there being something like that. First one with liquid metal cooling, but it has an inbuilt fan, which is why it doesn't have waterproofing. Huh, okay. Diablo 4 dipped a toe in, sort of. Whereas PoE's like an ocean. Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. Yeah, we've got 14 levels left on this beach actually, and then we're done. But it basically means that we won't get there until like tomorrow, most likely. So I'm probably gonna go do some fishing and maybe a little bit of chef today. I'm trying not to do a lot of chef, but truthfully, I just haven't had the playtime today. I've not had the playtime. I know I have a bit of work to do tomorrow as well, but I'm hoping we're gonna be like working towards just better, hopefully across the board, like just better stream, better content. Trying to just improve things. More YouTube videos, more Brighter Shores, and hopefully more pushing to rank 1. Sports up to 100 watts hypercharging, so it takes 30 minutes to charge. Very interesting. So you're level 232 forage. We're still like, I think it's like 2.7-ish million XP per level. The curve is like so slow here. 491 strength weapon or 442 strength weapon with 86% Tempest versus weak enemy. Man, and the 491 is not. It's not. This is like a hard math problem actually. 86 is so high. It's like it drops something that's like keeps giving you epic great stone maces. That's kind of incredible. I only got 2 epic great stone maces my whole race. All that to say, I think the 491's just gonna be better, but not by much. So 50 strength is a lot, right? Did I get a haircut? Nope. I have not got a haircut in a long time. My hair is just like really, really tightly. Like I do like a triple, and you won't even notice because it's so tight against my skull. Like most of my hair is going all the way back into it. Yeah, it's tied. Yep. Doesn't that hurt? Not so much. A little bit here and there. Occasionally. Lost all your hair in your 20s. But I hated it, so it worked out. Yeah, I used to always get haircuts whenever I was jogging a lot because I was tired of the hair bouncing in my face. But the secret was then I started going backwards with my hair when I grew it out here. And now I don't have that issue because we just rip it back. And yeah, it's actually crazy. It like actually solves the problem completely. But I don't like the feeling of my hair hitting my back or my neck or anything like that. I hate it. At some point I will enjoy just getting rid of it, but we're holding on, you know, for a little bit. Rapunzel cosplay. All right, you guys, it's too late. Let's go. It's December the 18th, 1 week before Christmas. It is 8 p.m. It is time for today's daily leaderboard review. So, we have been slowly making this into a thing, but the leaderboard review involves going into all of the skills and really just kind of breaking out everything that's happening. Yeah, greater scores, brighter scores. We got a few names in contention right now, but drop your suggestions in the chat, please. Thank you. So I think the way we're going to do this is we start from guard and go all the way down. And every time that we finish the set of profession skills, we'll talk about the episode skill. Or alternatively, we go all the way down the list of individual professions. Then we do analysis of the episodes. And then we do the overall analysis. All of which are pretty viable. Brighter scores. Greater scores? Yeah, I'm like, I don't know about greater. Brighter scores sounds pretty good. Yeah, this is like Brighter Scores episode 2. So let's go ahead and dive in. Wow, what the heck is happening here? This is weird, okay? So like, for what it's worth, we know that Are there 2 opted out right now? I would almost need to go pull up my screenshot from yesterday, which I will do because why not? I have these resources. So notably in the guard top 20, there are 2 opters, or there's 1 opter and 1 person that got banned. So what I can tell you is that the rank 6 guard is known by the name of Dead Sun. Dead Sun is notably missing. Dead Sun finished before Governor, but after Tora, who was after Gladiator, who was after Killshot, who was after Slang, who's after me, who's after Sassy. So there are 2 names, Killshot and Dead Sun, that are both missing. Are we missing anybody else? Is Zico on here? Zico is on here. Below Zico is currently James Brown, which is how it has been for a while. And below James is Zohan. So that much is the same. Yeah, Killshot's usually been around like the Alchemy area. They're pushing very hard into Alchemy. I'm not sure if they are competitive, but they have been pushing like a machine. It's pretty fun to watch. Moving right along. From a top 20 update, we know yesterday rank 20 was at level 337. But today, they are at level 346. So there has been a bit of upward trajectory for sure. We know that also, for what it's worth, since there's 2 people opted out, technically, if you actually want a true top 20 spot, we are looking at 350 as being a cutoff for such a race. So yeah, if you're below 350, you got to kind of like start pacing faster than people who are above 350 to get a top 20. Very interesting. All right, moving along. Chef, we have currently Bear Rowan, the only recent completer of a 500 in the chef profession. Karashta and Shulk are pushing along here. We've heard of at least 1 or 2 people who have gotten banned recently from chef. I'm not seeing Zerocon on this list. Do you guys know what happened to Zerocon? Zerocon was the old rank 4. But other than that, I believe everyone else here, Ernal, Lax, Fruitbat, yep. Lax actually overtook Fruitbat, according to my understanding. Fruitbat was at one point 25 levels behind. Wait. Yeah, I don't know. No, Lax is only a couple levels behind. They're like racing right now. There's an ad. Oh no. When you started BDO, was Jimmy Bot family name taken? No, it was more of like I expected my name to be like combined together, and then I realized that after I made my family name that the character name I wanted wasn't available. So I couldn't really combine it properly in order to actually like solve the problem. Yo, Harbinger, thanks so much for the gifted tier 1 to Mr. Dragoon. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And welcome, Dragoon, and enjoy your ad-free living for 30 whole days. An absolute legend, Harbinger is. So, one more note on Chef. Current leaderboard is showing at the bottom. Level 257. So, I'm starting to see some of these lower ranks moving upward a little bit. Not like super quick, but clearly there's a little bit of gapping going on. Like, if you're not doing any of this skill, then gotta get on it if you want to get a top 20 spot. You're kind of closing up right now. See, the sad thing is we won't be able to do this whole like leaderboard review thing for very long because the top 20 race will be over for pretty much every skill, and like, I mean, probably within 4 to 5 months, I would think. Like, there's gonna be some that might be still like finishing out, like the top 20 for completing something like, you know, episode 3 is gonna be a long race, but most of them will be closing out. After Chef, we do have Fisher. We know Havoc was the first. It looks like Flippin' is about a day out. A day out. Yeah, we do have new episodes. You're so right, Kyle. You're definitely right. So Flippin' is 13 levels out. That is a 1 to 2 day deal. I don't think... Yeah, there's so Joey's being passed by... I don't even know how to say this. It's like SN5E1. Like, I was thinking it was some sort of like SNES type thing, but the E and the 5 are in the wrong place, so I have no idea. N5E1. Like, what is this guy's name, you guys? Any idea? It looks like some weird, like, phonetic thing, but I don't know. Anyway, 300 plus. Is that really Sensei? S-N-Say? Okay, okay. Just missing the one thing there, Hurricane says. Okay, okay. And Frozen, what's up? Alright, so Sensei. We'll just call him Sensei. I'm sure you guys are right. But a lot of 300 plus in here. But it's like the same thing as foraging. Like the top 15, it's a little bit smaller here, but like the top like 13 or so. Look at this gap right here, 268. There's a 15 level gap between 14 and 15. And these guys are all kind of tight. The 19 and 20 are in like a lower categorization. So it is interesting. We can see Robbie's on the list again. Haven't seen Robbie in a hot minute. But a little bit of a gap there. Very interesting on the Fisher list. Rank 20 is coming in at 248 as of now. And yeah, very achievable leaderboard still. I think very competitive for those who want it. Now, Forager. We know Small opted back in very recently. We did hear of one foraging ban that went out. I will note this rank 20 has only climbed up a few levels though. Like the bottom parts of Forager are not really moving a whole lot. But again, like the top 13 are definitely picking up. So before we were saying that like where Lex is basically like our benchmark. Like if Lex beat us to 500 forage, we might have a tough time getting a top 20 spot. So interesting to see if Lex is going to kind of outpace us, or, you know, if we get 10 levels every day, I'm pretty sure, you know, we would be in good shape, at least for the next bit here. We have to speed up later, but that's beside the point. All right, moving beyond Forager, last skill in Hopeport is Alchemist. Clayton is actually gapping a little bit ahead of Set Apart. A 20 level gap is not that's no joke there. That's pretty significant lead there. Other things to take note of here. Again, Small did opt back in, rank 5. We know Chaotic is in this mix as well, probably around Webster's level, somewhere between Webster and Small, I would guess. We know that Potions up here are supposedly a hidden rank 1. I don't know how close they are to like actually finishing out, but definitely someone to be aware of. Who else do we really have in consideration here? There's Menace. We know Killshot is on the list as well, who is like also 250 plus. There's like a very real competition for like the top 10 on the Alchemist board. And I am curious to see what like the timing is, because right now we're weeks away. Like we're at least weeks away from this 362 just hitting 500. Because the cost scaling is getting worse and worse. Someone else opted in on the Forge leaderboard? Like just now? Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Interesting. Yeah, so anyway, not super concerned about those. We will look at Hopeport real quick. So Small is leading the Hopeport category with currently 1243 total level. Rank 20 is Coffee at 809. We know Coffee, we know several of the people on this list do have a 500. Myself, MOBA, and isn't there one more? I was thinking there might be one more. But anyway, Killshot is probably not too far from this list. They're definitely like someone to be like, you know, concerned with. Like if they're grinding all their 500s one at a time, I feel like that's gonna have some issues. But yeah, definitely an interesting list. It seems to be growing. Yofanen's asking how we feeling about the game. Pretty optimistic, but it's mostly about believing in the people rather than like the gameplay loops as they currently are. I think there's a lot of room for growth, but if you have the right perspective about that growth, I feel like the game can be pretty enjoyable. Yeah, Myong, right, on Forager. I wonder if I have them on here. Yeah, you're saying they're opted out, right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, the Hopeport leaderboard's good though. We're currently 36 levels behind Small, but we do have a bunch of pre-200s that we can still push quite a bit. So we're trying our best to keep pushing forward here. All right, moving into Act 2, we have Scout. Scout now has 4 500s. We have Tutorus, we have Jabs. Looks like I3 Still has not managed to close. Bloody Hound, a decent way behind though. And then a bunch of people in this like 300 to 400 area. And yeah, the last bit here is some like kind of fall off after Stream Snipe. We know Stream Snipe hasn't moved at all, but he's barely falling off the list. So clearly not a lot of people pushing Scout right now. We have Gatherer. Savage Shores continues to press. I mean, Bones Dog is actually definitely not too far behind. Very impressive levels that Bones Dog is getting with 382 Gather. Pretty impressive. Apathetic, not terribly far behind. But yeah, rank 20 Gatherer, you guys, is still only level 211. That's like literally 10 or 11 days of AFK. Like, that's kind of surprising, isn't it? You're at number 28 Gatherer. Oh my word, Zeph. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Dude, Zeph, you're like climbing the overall leaderboard too. I saw your name. I'm like, man, your total level is like very competitive. It's very good. So interesting to see. After Gather, we have Woodcutting. Woodcutting is led by Nat. We know Nat is basically pressing super hard into Carpentry and Woodcut. They're kind of standing above the field here. We heard a confirmation that Daryl has indeed moved to Path of Exile. So rank 20 Woodcutter is currently at 228. Pretty open hunting season for those who would want a leaderboard spot. A lot of the Hope Forest race, I think, like Hope Forest top 20, very manageable. Very manageable. After Woodcut, we do have Carpenter. So Sap is looking like, I don't know, a pretty interesting layout here. They're really high up in the leaderboard for Hope Forest, but for Carpenter, we knew that Daryl was rank 1. I think there's an opted Carper. You guys can correct me, but I'm curious to see who's pushing what. And looks like this is still probably one of the most like if you literally just got your Carp to 200 and passived it, you could literally start climbing up this leaderboard just with your passive, right? So interesting to see how this leaderboard moves forward. After Carpenter, we have Minefighter. Sorry, let's do the quick Hope Forest review here. So rank 1 is at 987, but I think Ape is concerned with Nat, who has 500 Woodcut and is just kind of pushing sub 200 still. Their Scout is low, their Gather's low, so I think Ape is expecting Nat to push forward. Howard and Monster Girl, Nesquik not too far behind. So this is an interesting episode race. Yo, Zeph is saying number 27. You're just behind on Hope Forest, huh? Yo, how's it going, Blow? Are you pushing your Scout to 500 soon? We keep seeing your name on here. Are you trying to close that out? But hope you are well, dude. Hope your evening is going well. All right, next we're going into episode 3. Minefighter. Bot is above me and Shadesmar. So Shadesmar did pass Britain. Britain seems to not be moving. We are unsure why this is, but I'm pretty sure Britain has been at 459 for like a super long time. Cheers at some point. We've got I am number at 392. So after the first few here, not a whole lot of competition. Who else is in this list here? Yeah, rank 20 Minefighter I think is the lowest combat stat. Let's just confirm if that's true. Out of all 4 combats. So Scout and Minefighter are almost like neck and neck. I'm curious, it looks like Scout's gonna be the last one. So rank 20, definitely up for grabs in 2 combat professions. The other rank 20s I think are getting much more competitive. We'll keep going here. So Bone Right. Rank 1 is showing 322. Variety's kind of... this might even be one of the biggest gaps that's happening right now. It seems that they're pushing a lot harder than anyone else in the list. I do see Red Bean down here coming in at rank 20. First time I've seen Red Bean on this list, but definitely an interesting thing to see. Red Bean going for Bone Right of all things. I know Red Bean is working on getting an epic self-made 200. They have Blacksmith, Stonemason, Bonewright, and Minefighter. A potential competitor on that list for sure. After Bonewright, we have Mining. Jester at 416. Bottom is 230 Nairoda. 230 is actually getting up there, though. This mining board is moving. We know Plays... Oh, man. Plays must have done some active mining. Because 265 is definitely a jump from where they were before. That's pretty surprising. On Blacksmithing, we have Lusty Oregonian still. Deva Walla Walla. And Philip here, rank 4. We hear this is like a pretty wholesome race. All the people are being like super nice to each other, sharing info. And yeah, that's pretty exciting. Who's 66? That's funny. We know of Phil at 76, but did someone rename to 66 just as a meme? That's funny. We have Stonemason, Strafe, Deceive, and Skelly, and now Chino. I think, did Chino recently pass Rosket? I'm not sure on this one. I believe Stonemason rank 20 is the lowest of any rank 20 now, no? Like, by a good margin. What is Bonewright rank 20? 207. Blacksmith rank 20? 205. So officially, Stonemason rank 20. Rank 16 is 200 still. What tunes? We got some creator safe playlists going. This is League of Legends. We're doing a bit of multi-streaming Hunting Point. We posted on Discord a stream update. It's the first time I've ever tried doing this. So far, from a technical standpoint, things are looking very good. But we're trying to give this a shot. We are doing some stream upgrades right now. And anyway, if I've learned anything by looking at this leaderboard, it is that anybody can still get top 20 and get their name permanently put onto one of these positions. It's quite impressive. To think that there's literally only 15 people. There's only 13 people with 203 or higher. Right? Like, you could literally get to 213 and you're at single digit rank. 212 even. Just incredible. After Stonemason, we are going to look at the episode 3 overall leaderboards for a brief moment. That got interrupted. Let's try it again. Mine of Mantibin. Rosket overall at 980. You think Rosket will get rank 1? It'd be interesting if Rosket and Red Bean go at it, because these two are the two Gen Finod players. Rosket's gonna have to decide with whether they want to be an overall player, because Red Bean is pretty much just gonna be going for Mines of Mantuban. But these two literally were like, Rosket was the top combat player and Red Bean was the top crafter, like basically forging, mining, and then also had, not like craft, but like was definitely the top forger. So they're two Gen Finod players that have a lot of history actually. And Red Bean, I don't think was committed to like the whole episode race till very recently. But Rosket's a grinder. So I think Rosket's gonna be put in a tough place. Like, what do they really want type of thing. Yeah, so this is probably one of my favorite races. Because, like, we know, like, Unbi's in there. We see Tengoku. Like, I'm hoping, like, we see some very friendly competition. But, like, look, Yips, Britain. Like, obviously the people who are pushing here, it could literally continue. They're carrying on the competition on another game. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. I mean, me saying this might have created more competition than there was, you know. But I'm sure Red Bean like is well aware of what's happening. Like him being ranked 2 and Ross could be number 1. It's gotta be fun. I'm gonna definitely ask him about it. Make sure you guys ask. Red Bean does stream as well. Now can I do exclamation SO Red Bean? Let's just do like this for now. But yeah, I highly recommend dropping some Red Bean love there. Definitely worth to follow. I think you are a huge catalyst to this racing thing. I'm trying my best. So we have probably the most interesting episode race that I'm not doing. Like, let's be real. Casey's destroying Chronopolis. Ape is putting up a valiant effort, but maybe fighting from behind against like Nat and Sap and stuff. I feel like they have a little bit more like deeper levels and stuff. Episode 1's gonna be a good race though, don't get me wrong. Myself, Small, and Chaotic I think all of like a decent reach, and even MOBA, like include MOBA on that list. We're all kind of coming at the race from a different angle. So I don't really know how episode 1's going to play out, but I'm also very, very interested in this. What level mining was strafe? I can look that up for you while we get ready for episode 4. Do you want me to check my records here? Because actually, I don't keep this one. 2tap, I don't know the answer to that question. What level mining was strafe? I do not know. I say once the nons show up on the boards, we aren't 100% on anything at the moment. That's very true. He's number 1 stonemason. Okay. That is an easy one to check then. Cool. So, the answer to your question then is only 32. So they have 439 momentum in total, but perhaps they're number 1 is an AFK. It's crazy like how many stats they have down here. Watch person, detective, and then stonemason. They could just literally be doing watch person, detective, leather, and merchant, and just KPing all into stonemason. I mean, that wouldn't be a horrible idea, right? If you're just trying to be competitive on something that's like really, not set up that great. That could be pure KP and passive, right? Which should be smart. I could see someone taking that angle. Yo, Acid, yo, grats, dude. You're actually done, huh? You were opted, right? I'm trying to remember which one we're working with. Let's get into episode 4 here. Just one brief moment. The quick banking Aru. Time to get quest done. Oh, Martin was opted. Right. So, episode 4, we're going to start with Watch Person. Holy moly, look at all these names. I mean, a single-digit rank is pretty damn good. Is it not? I think you did damn good, dude. So we know several of these people. Bidoof, of course, is streaming. They have the name Cactus on Twitch, but they kind of left out of the game. What are all these people up to? So Bidoof, let's just do some quick level examination. No 100 plus besides Watch Person. Dragon Girl, kind of similar, like no 100 plus outside of Watch Person. After Dragon Girl, we have Noob Master. 72 Alchemy, interesting. But still nobody's really leveling outside here. 133 Mind Fighter. Okay, so this is our biggest contender so far. So was that Revenge? Yeah, so this player Revenge definitely has an interesting account brewing here. Maybe some of the most combat XP out of anybody in the game, which is a bold move right now. Then you have Oso Brian. Similar to the rest here. Pepperoni. Also, Mind Fighter Boneright. But ooh, this is an impressive account too. Look at this. 500, 197, 122. The problem is that they're not doing the rest of the skills in the episode, so it's probably putting them at a little bit of a disadvantage. And then we have Martin here has 202 detectives, so they've at least got like the first part here. Very interesting strategy there. So the Watch Person race is closing up for Penny, Content, Osiris, and KC. We knew this was like a massive 4-way race, but it looks like it's still going. So there's only a 10 level gap between 9th and 12th. So that is 4 positions that are going to be figured out. Someone said there's 2 non-opted above you and Martin. Wait, so there's 2 more people on this list that are just like not visible? Because the more that I look at this, the more I think that Watch Person is going to finish before Guard. I don't know if the rates are just better or what, but it's looking like to me, outside of our 340 here, if someone is opted, the top 20 might just be closing like in the next 10 days, right? is the easy way to put it. 10 days probably. This might be the only leaderboard that gets closed out in the month of December. Tolki, that name seems familiar. Yeah, they were like rank 2 in Genfinod. Yeah, we knew Tolki. Tolki sold me my first cowl from the castle. From Costin, you know, the progenitor. If you know the vampire boss, yeah. Yep. Tolki was right behind Rosket in the combat leaderboards for sure. Definitely a Genfinod player. So, who else is on here that we know of? Yeah, KC is definitely absolutely crushing it. Let's go into Detective real quick. So Detective does have Herberman and Jan, who are both opted out and kind of just appeared. KC is closing that out very soon. Kyle, rank 4. Very impressive. With Old School right behind. Kyle, do you feel like this dude like breathing down your neck right now? Like, is it like kind of intense? Because it looks like it's kind of close. But I guess you are fighting too for like a pretty, like top 4 is pretty sick. Like, I don't know. Like top 5, I guess is a good line. You don't want to lose top 5, right? I think Old School's doing raids. And you're doing, yeah, investigations. Are you making more money then? Interesting. So, then you have Jesus XJ9. Man, look at this. Twill in rank 20s at 303. Detective is pumping upward. Like, it's like too late to get into these races, I think. And this is impressive. Like, if you aren't already on this board, like, it's gonna get hard to keep it going. Oh, you should gap big money. You're juicing, yeah. Kyle's not messing around. 1 second, guys. Alright, after Detective, we only have 2 more. We have Leatherworker. We know Hawk2 got banned. Ryan is at 467. He is at 451. Baphomet is at 438. So PM Twisty at 433 does create quite a tight race, actually. Especially a couple of these 3rd and 4th are close. And then 5th and 6th are close. And then 7th and 8th are close. So it's like some interesting pairings. Dude, Sanhei picking up rank 9 on Leatherworker. Hawk2 is pretty much like 100% was botting. They had like some very specific path tricks that they were literally like timed really horribly. Like they would stand in the same spot for a certain amount of time and stuff like that. So they just got caught. Oh, Unvi's caught going up here. They're just left clicking nodes. Nah, it doesn't really matter. Interesting. Yeah, Senhei may be the world's first double 500. Either that or it's KC, right? Is KC gonna get it first? Is anybody else in contention for double 500? Watch person 478. It's almost assuredly gonna be KC. That's kind of crazy. I wonder who will be like first to get 3 500s. Yeah, KC will definitely get it. It does seem that way. Casey's got to be first for 3 and 4, like surely. This is wild to see actually. And then last but not least, we do have Merchant, Senai, Razriel, Scriptpunk, Feathers. Man, Feathers is way up there. Wasn't Feathers like one of the top overalls at some point? That pathing's OP, guys. I'm telling you. Look at that. We just gapped so hard. Look at that gap. I'm just kidding. Feathers hasn't logged in over a week. So Feathers might have been big at some point, but early on they were quite high. Yeah, that's the only reason I think I ever knew that name was from probably the first week of the game. Interesting, Razriel. A full week. Very, very, very interesting. I actually like having the giant chat open because it feels like it pushes the camera out farther, right? That's so strange. Like, look how zoomed out I am. It's amazing, actually. So last but not least, we have the episode 4 leaderboard for Chronopolis. And then we'll look at overall. So Casey, holy cow, 1421. This is a crazy number. Jan with 1072, a valiant effort for sure. And then like this crazy run for like the last place here, or I should say the third place. Cheers. You need to post these on YouTube? Well, that's the brilliant part of this, is that all of my streams are going to be available on YouTube because of obvious reasons. But yeah, that's as of today, it'll happen for every one of them. But if I make VODs out of each individual splice of each thing, I guess we could do that too. But it'll be nice to have the leaderboard review from a daily perspective as well. So we have 836. So Unvi, basically a lot of these episode leaderboards, if you guys haven't noticed, they have people who are actually overall players, because the overall players are the ones who kind of care the most about the game, right? So not surprising to see names like Pasticcio and Unvi and Empathetic. Like, these are like literal top players who are appearing on the episode leaderboards because they're literally racing every episode. So yeah, again, not surprising that Pasticio's worked their way onto episode 2's leaderboard. And then you can literally just like rinse and repeat. Not surprising that in episode 3, you have Unbi at rank 5, even though they're going for overall. You do have, you know, like even Vorpal's up here. Like a lot of names. Roskit as well. Chronopolis, same treatment. Anybody who's basically got a couple 210s. This one's a little tighter. It looks like there's a little bit of a lack of... Yeah, besides Unbi... For whatever reason, Chronopolis is the only leaderboard that doesn't have a bunch of overall players, because there's actually enough people pushing merchant leatherworking, I think, for money. So it's kind of like influencing the market a little bit. There's something unique there for sure. So overall... Dun 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 dun. Raids are AFK, yeah, that's true. Like one of the most AFK activities would be like one of the most popular. I didn't really think of that, but it makes plenty of sense. So Pasticcio, by the time everybody wakes up tomorrow, is probably going to be at 3,000 total level. Crazy, crazy impressive in terms of hours, in terms of everything. Yips, Unbi, we know Meadow as well. Meadow may be actually ranked 2 right now. Yips and Unbi, and probably 3rd and 4th. Irksome is up there as well, 27, 21. Irksome, definitely an account to be examined. Let's go ahead and take a look. We got 200s in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost 11 skills. Very, very impressive account. Missing 200s are Chef, Gatherer, Woodcut Carpenter, Miner Blacksmith, and Leatherworker. So definitely some skills that are more challenging. So maybe some hidden progression between some of the different ranks here. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing there. Yeah, we can see like Roskit, for example. Look at the numbers post 200. Like, I wonder if Red Bean is going to try and like push against that, because it seems that Roskit has been less interested in the overall race. And maybe they're just looking forward, right? Like, once you finish an episode race, you can obviously go back and race an overall anyway. It's just like, temporarily, they won't be pushing for that overall, right? So very, very interesting to see. I think we're good here, right? 172 makes 189, yep. I was making sure we hit the 10th percentile. We'll get it right here. There it is. Right at the end of our 10% potion. I knew I was kind of pushing it, but that was a little risky. Well, I think that concludes the episode reviews for today. Definitely an interesting one to see all this progress. Use! Hello, hello, howdy, howdy. Welcome from the other side. I think, like, the way that I will probably play this game after I get my 2,500 done is we will get 200 all in episode 4. And then, like, depending on how we're feeling, we'll either push beyond that and, like, maybe we'll go for having total episode 4 like all the way through. Like trying to get, I don't know if we'll go all the way to like 2,000 total levels in episode 4, but I imagine not a ton of people are going to go for that episode leaderboard, and maybe they will. The problem is like they're going to have like, there's so many people who are going to be doing the race, especially if like there's good content like trading. Trading will basically accelerate leaderboard progression. So the more we can get done, like, you know, right now before the upgrades hit, would definitely help us get a little bit of a foothold, depending on how many people get into the race, right? You wonder if having YouTube Red would help? Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. You never know. I don't have a lot of experience in these things, so today's kind of like a test stream in that regard. I appreciate you on that side of the fence there. You know, I've never done a single raid investigation. I've never spotted thieves, never used my handcuffs. We've never done a single merchant route. We've never been inside of the leatherworking building. We've only defeated one monster out of like everything, which is just absurd. Razriel with the sub, thank you very much, appreciate you. We're gonna have to like really kind of push through with foraging if we want to have a chance. We have 13 more rough levels. These are the 13 rougher levels. Then we have like 10 levels that aren't half bad. And then like literally after that it gets real gnarly. That's when like 260 to 270, or sorry, to 284. Those 24 are going to be about, like 260 will probably be pretty similar to 233. And then like 270 will be like the worst one in this range, like 245, 246-ish. This is my ballpark. But then like 280 to 284, like that's going to be the horrible range. How many hours per level? Believe it or not, we're like around like an hour 05 to an hour 10 right now. It's getting about 2 minutes worse every level, all the way up to 246. So once we get that push done, then we should be all right. But it's gonna pick up massively, Bank, because once you get to bell plants, it improves a good bit, and then once you get to water lily, it ignites. So like I'm trying to do like one of the slowest pushes in all of Hopeport right now. Like there's some rough cooking levels that we'll have to deal with later. That's like a different part of the thing, but this is like a notorious part of foraging. And I figure once we get foraging to 500, then our race is going to kind of like equalize. So I'm okay kind of chilling at rank 2 for a while. I just need to like really be putting in the hours properly. Potatoes at 321. Yeah, and 433, right? Gallimiers. I've heard some good things about the potatoes, always just being like just crazy. So the key is that we're probably gonna start KPing the other direction, back into alchemy. A few different ways to go there for sure. But from like a level progression standpoint, this is one of the roughest patches we're gonna have. One of the rougher patches. Really, we won't slow down this much until like maybe when we get our cooking to 200 is when we'll see like our next major fall off. But we're a long way from that actually, because I have like 100 more semi-free cooking levels to get, like maybe some 20-minute levels, but like for the most part, you know, we do a couple bounties, we get like a level like pretty much reliably every time. Hey Siri, set alarm 9:02 p.m. Gotta make sure those are running. How are you doing, Yuri? Are you making that push to 500? I know you're like right in the zone to make the jump. It's gotta be pretty exciting. I should just keep my eyes peeled on foraging like the whole day. See if we can like find any like new information. So why did Yes #1 or whatever? That guy opted out, didn't he? And then there's the rank 5 is opted out as well, right? Rush? Or Yes is #5. The Rush is #4. Why are so many opted right now? Chaotic's opted. rank 7, 6, 5. I think Chaotic's got to be like 420, 440, somewhere in there. Chaotic's probably pushing me right now for rank 3 or rank 2. Crick opted. An extra appeared. Few people hit with macro bans. Some claim to be wrong. Wow. Coffee forever. I presume the coffee has joined us. Chaotic should opt back in. Nah, they're chilling. We're fine. We're fine. Trader Brighter Shores. Wait, you're not Trader Genfinod, right? Did you just rename? That'd be funny. Rush didn't get banned. I don't assume that people are getting banned. You actually renamed? That's crazy. I hope we... I don't know, I'm not really feeling like we're gonna get an update based on like how quiet social media is. It's like a week before Christmas now. But I'm bullish that like in January it's gonna be like just a loaded month. With hopefully a lot of big updates, right? We gotta keep the dream alive. That things can get much better than they are today. It is interesting though, watching these leaderboards. They're closing up. Wait, why is Goltec here? Why is Goltec here? Why would Goltec be here? These don't ever upgrade again, do they? What are you doing, Goltec? What is Goltec doing here? At 300, why would you come back? Kelp doesn't even upgrade again, does it? Work for 3.5 more hours, ready to come home and get 222 merch and 200 leatherworking finally. Heck yeah, Impaler. Happy to hear it. Andrews decides to hone his skiing skills, you mean? Oh, sells Brighter Shores to Jagex. I see, so he really gets in. I see. That's like the opposite of Gowerpog. It's like the reverse thing. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. That'd be crazy. OGA Alan mentioned a vague statement about CM Sam that could mean a potential update of some sort tomorrow. Why no updates recently, Jimmy? We know that Andrew Gower is literally skiing Kisleretta. So I wouldn't take it too hard, you know. Was in a Discord. Oh, very cool. Yeah, Samuel's been really cool with the community. They're basically always actively participating in discussions, so that's a good thing for sure. How dare you go skiing? Yeah, the community's like appalled. How dare this like completely normal thing happens? So Alchemist is the last skill in Hopeport to get a 500. Now, Detective... Wait, Leatherworker... Leatherworker is the last skill in episode 4 to get 500. Meadows 2856. 2856 is a pretty clear rank 2, right? Not a pretty clear one, but a rank 2. That's wild. Yo, Van Dien's in here. Hello, hello. You guys ignore the first time chatter message. That's a one-time thing for today. We're making big changes on stream, as you guys probably have seen. But we're experimenting with multi-streaming for the first time. But yeah, I think the race for like 3600 is cool, but it's also like kind of arbitrary. So like, yeah, in the next like 12 hours, more or less, we know that Pesticio will hit 3,000, right? Which means they have about 600 pre-200 levels left, plus or minus a few. Beyond that, once those are done, then it's going to be a comparison of who's got close to 200 levels, right? So some of these people with like more levels, like even like Yips, for example, Yips has made the decision to have 222 blacksmith. They have 203 watch person. Like just a few little gaps, right? Definitely making a little bit of a difference. API Bones Dog, yo, hello, and welcome from the other side. Crick's going super hard. Very interesting. We we know that like foragers, the ones in the top of the group are like scary as heck, right? I knew when I got into this that like this is gonna be the top 20 that gets like locked up the quickest. Outside of guard, maybe, right? Outside of guard. But I'm confident that I can do this in the time frame. We just might have to have a couple like real hard streams where we really just pump the hours, right? So I have a rough timeline, right? I'm not sure if I'm... Oh yeah, there's Myeongyang. Myong. Hard name to say. 353. Man, I really wish I could see the true ranks though. That would be quite amazing. Still haven't slept, just got on. Yo, Pentine, crazy. Crazy. Yeah, we're hoping that like by the time we push all the way through here. I mean, end of the year, I probably need to have about 350. 12 days? Is that even possible? I think it will be possible just because of like the leveling speed post 280. It is pronounced like Mong. Mung, like Among Us. Among Us. Mung. Interesting. That is your name, isn't it? I forgot you are Mung. I'm like butchering your name so hard. I just like failed to make the correlation that that's you. The hydration again? Oh my word. It's Korean, yeah. Pondweed is kind of garbage. Oh no, I'm aware. We're trying to get to 284. We need to go all the way to 284. The only good thing about Pondweed is we'll get like 5 levels in the beginning that are decent. Like, the KP is going to slow down a little bit, but I mean, most people are saying it's worse, right, Coffee? I'm expecting it to be pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, to me, like, this whole week was just kind of like sunk into foraging. Do you average around 1 level per hour? I was like 5 levels ago. I've not tested since we were on stream at what, 227 last night was our last hour that we tested, and we pulled another. What did we pull? 59 or something, or 102, I think. It's worst overall. Yes, I continued doing shells, scalps, and places something like BW. We're going for total. No, we're not going for total Coffee. We're going for a Hopeport only. Very, very different than going for total, actually. So I'm committed to the Hopeport race. That's my joke is the Hopeport janitor. We're trying to get rank 1 on this leaderboard, which I think we have a pretty good claim to. So I'm actually KPing into foraging, or sorry, into alchemy like 99% of the time. The range literally up to 284 is the only range I'm making an exception for. Yeah. So all of my 233 alchemy has basically been done from KP and passive. Yep. I'm actually looking at the different cooking ranges too. There's some cooking levels I plan to KP as well. Cooking is actually pretty notorious on particular ranges. Even like 210 to 217 we hear is very bad. There's like some levels in like the later 410, 420s before stews. Pretty much all the time right before unlocks seem to be pretty bad. But trading could change a lot, Coffee. My main hope is that from fishing we were making money. From chef we will make money, but if we want to do a chef efficiently and not take, you know, literally a month and a half to get level 500, we need a lot of assistance from basically different people either running stuff for us that we buy from, or yeah, we're just literally buying things like, you know, 75,000 bread so that we don't have to run 75,000 bacon sandwiches over the course of like, you know, 200 plus. There's just some really gnarly scaling. And imagine if you could just buy all the veggie stews. Like if Barrow could just like buy them all and then just sell like a kit to people for like 300G. It'd be like actually incredibly worth, because you get that money back. But I'm super curious how trading will actually work. Hey, wasting KP on passives post 200. Well, what's crazy to say though, Dalton, is how much better it is to use those passives on a 200 plus skill versus a passive below 200. Even though it's 4 times more, you're like looking at so much better leveling efficiency for those 4 points. Like if you're level 200 passive and you need like the 219 and it costs you 4 more points, those 4 points wouldn't even get you to 220. But if you unlock those 4 points, then you're going to get like literally a level a night, which is like 16 points of passives of gains. So like the math is like really hard against you to not KP. Like unless if you're sleeping 4 hours a night regularly. And even then, like if you're sleeping 4 a night, that's still enough to justify 1 passive, right? The key is that you don't want to be training it, so you don't have to keep passiving it more. You just want to train it without leveling up high enough that you're going to get hit with the 50% XP penalty once you've unlocked a new passive. Kind of like what I'm doing with alchemy right now. As we go through a rough stretch with foraging, we're trying to maximize the amount of time we can put into alchemy without actually having to touch it. So I literally hit just barely 229. We even boosted it once. And then now that we've unlocked it, we're trying to do as little alchemy as possible all the way until, you know, we hit the 238 potion. Then we're gonna like boost it actively, push alchemy, connect into the 248 potion, try and like close the gap, right? We're bridging 2 passives with some active in the middle. You got any idea if Hopeport racers opted out? There's definitely a few. We know Chaotic. We know what's the name? Like Relia is a name. I think they're a Spanish speaking user. I don't even know. There's probably some other people in this list. But like not that many. Killshot is probably around 800 right now. I'm like not too concerned really. Not super concerned. All of the people who hit like 500 guard now, like I've not seen one that really looked that impressive. Anyone above you who opted out? No. Nope. Just Chaotic's like in the same leveling range as us. They have some XP on like skills that are pretty challenging as well. So Chaotic's levels are probably gonna put Chaotic in a pretty good place. I think Chaotic might pass me for rank 2 for a little bit once I'm like around 280 foraging. Depending on how quickly I can do it, I expect Chaotic to be at about almost 2 to 2.5x faster leveling than me per hour. But it's also like a number of hours thing, right? Go ahead and skip one here. So yeah, I wish I could check where Chaotic's up to. We know Chaotic was going pretty dang hard on the foraging race, and I think they're trying to get it like the best rank they can get. In order to like go completely incognito, let's see, it's been 3 or 4 days now since we knew they were in 380, 390 range. So my guess is that Chaotic's trying to overtake CF, which I don't think they'll have any problem doing. I think Chaotic's going for that single digit rank, and I think they're probably going to get it. Yeah, my guess would be like around 420 to 430. But I don't think Chaotic's total level is above like 1270. So I'm over 450, dear God. Yeah, you like jumped me so much. I'm like, wait, there's no way he's over 450 2 days ago. The only race that matters is the hat race? Wait, what does that even mean? Oh yeah, Chaotic's hat race. That's true. Chaotic is probably rank 1 on hats right now. Small would be a contender though. Don't underestimate Olingio. Bounties reset in 9 minutes only. Not too many. We got 9 jellied eels to drop. What do you guys think about like basically me going out of my way to grab like an inventory of something like Rays or Gurnards and then just teleport back? Vandine, when will you join potatoes? Didn't Van Dien just start the Pondweed, Yuri? Isn't this day 2 for Van Dien? Or 2.5 maybe, tops? I feel like people are going to average out like... I mean, right now, it's not like a great... I mean, how many hours is it down there? Like 40? It's got to be a lot. Is it like 50? I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. Ugh. Nasty. How'd you know Andrew was skiing? Community moderator, Fen Samuel, said it to us on a stream. It's like a co-stream type deal. You still got 20 plus? So you're already like in the 460, or sorry, the 260s, Fendine? I knew you were high up there, but dang, man. You must be cruising. 20 plus. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You're 263. Wow. That's some real grinding. How's the KP down there? Did you say is it like 410 or 420ish? Andrew took my $10 from subs and is now spitting on ski. Well done, well done. You were gone all day? So how long have you been down there? Is it just day 2 for you or day 3? It must be day 3. But day 2 was quiet. Your goal is to scare ZF and Amanda? Mong mong. I'm sure you will manage to do so. See, my fear is that like the rank 20 player is gonna hit 284 too soon, and that's gonna basically trigger, you know, some like dopamine in their brain that says, I'm gonna just grind the crap out of this, and we're gonna lose sight. Hopefully, like, that's the rank 19 guy, and then we'll get rank 20. So, Mong, you already passed Source Central, right? I presume. I think tomorrow's our last day on the beach. I'll make sure that it is. The crazy thing is tomorrow's only Thursday. Like, I was concerned that I would be on the beach for the whole week. Do I know my total hours played? No. I really have no idea. I actually completely have no idea because I leave my Steam open constantly and inconsistently. And I sleep irregularly. I have work IRL and things that like constantly make me log out. I AFK log out. If we had a slash played, it would be kind of accurate. But until we have a slash played, I don't have much to measure against. But it's probably over 700 hours, if I had to guess. Probably by a good bit. Working my business since finishing forward. It's very cool. Are you doing, there are things in this game that are decent, like, there's so many different ways to go with the game, for sure. Kind of made your eyes open a little on Hopeport leaderboards. Yeah, I've been trying my best to show people, like, the permanence of episodes and skills, right? I'm not, like, anti-overall grinding, but I'm trying to remind people that, like, this is a game that plans to make multiple episodes, like an ongoing story. So, like, if anything, the total race is, like, one of the least competitive in the game. Because it's always going to be changing. But, like, you lock up an episode race, you lock up a profession race, and those names are going to be on leaderboards for a long time. I mean, presumably episode 1 is always going to be at the top right under total level, right? Like, those things are kind of cool to me. When is PKN getting implemented? If I had to guess, it's probably like February. That's just a real random guess. There's already so much skilling, I don't know how episode 5 will prolong the maxing. I mean, yeah, like imagine if they release episode 5 and then before people even get to like 800 all, they hit us with episode 6. I mean, I doubt that'll happen, but I could see episode 6 coming out like 4 months, 5 months after episode 5. Like imagine you like drop a platinum on tools for episode 5 and then they drop episode 6 and it has 3 more tools. So like people don't know, like, do I race 5 or 6? Oh my word, you know? Like, it's gonna be really fun to see how they choose to kind of develop and unfold the game. But yeah, I mean, nobody really knows. Can't wait to double G Mall soon, hopefully soon. Rank 23 feels nice, but there are sharks all around me. Do I think the game has a future? I do. I'm like so bullish on this game. It's in the boring PvP news. I'm not convinced that the PvP will be horrible. I'd say let them like try out what they did with what they said they're going to do with reworking combat. Like, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna be a believer in this game. I mean, for quite a while. Like, Andrew and Paul have basically said that they want to keep investing into this game. Like, this game is their flagship for their engine. The game needs to succeed for them, for it to be like, you know, ongoing and like a real passion project for them. Can't imagine PvP without dangerous zones like the wilderness. If they bring in PK and staking, I'm definitely switching over to this instead of RS3. Yeah, staking is definitely... I think there's a lot of potential for good in staking. Like, that's really what PvP started as. It was just like, let's take something that anyone can do, which is like, show up to this area. And then like, you could choose to bring... You put all your stuff in your bank, right? You put all your equipment in the bank, you know, maybe you grab like a Rune 2H or an Addy 2H, let's be real, right? And like, that was it. Like in the old days, it was about 3-hit combat. If you got lucky against somebody, maybe they were risking too much and you got super lucky. Like the RNG carried PvP so far. So like the idea of staking is very good to me. I think as long as like there's decent rewards behind it, whether it's like progression or money, there's a lot of ways they can kind of spice it up. But staking in a good economy has a lot of power potential. Yo, big boy, welcome in. Thank you. We've been pushing, man. We made some stream changes. I posted on our Discord some of the upgrades we're working through, but today's our first time ever trying out multi-streaming, and kind of fun. We're gonna have like, you know, different bits of content moving all throughout. So I'm publishing VODs and stuff to yeah, different platforms. Can you imagine? I love 3-hit combat. Mage staking was so good. Yeah, I never really got into 3-hit magic. That's like a more advanced world. I mean, I learned about like god spells and stuff in like the area of like 2003, 2004 when that stuff was like brand new. But I wasn't quite there for it myself. Mightiest. Jimmy. I love you in this game, Jimmy, but I disagree. RuneScape was the first and only version with of its kind with almost zero competition, so people accepted rudimentary gameplay. Not sure people would be as forgiving in 2024 and 25. If they're bringing us RSC competition after 23 years, we have a problem. So the challenge I would have is like looking at people playing hardcore classic WoW and having a lot of fun, and like people who have played it for the first time, like, you know, parents like sharing it with their kids. Like there's a bit of like rediscovery that has its own type of magic, and I think people can like something if they learn about it. It's more that like, I think RuneScape Classic, if it was marketed and launched correctly, could be literally more popular than old school RuneScape. Like, all you have to do to make something popular is to make it a little bit exclusive, but also like exclusively fun, right? Like, if anything, the WoW playbook exists because of the RuneScape playbook. And I would say that RuneScape Classic is potentially one of the most untapped gaming opportunities in like the modern world. And not to like stand my ground on this, but I really believe that like peak PvP in MMOs was like RuneScape Classic era. And I still think in a lot of ways it does PvP better than most MMOs because it had such a good, what do you call it? Like the economy of PvP was so incredibly accessible that like you had literally thousands of people doing it. RuneScape Classic apparently was getting about 500 players every week. The game was exploding constantly. Like when you only had 2,000 people on a server, that means in 4 weeks you have to have another server added because there's so many people PvPing. Like we're talking like literally like tens of thousands of people like doing 3-hit PvP. And I think if you weren't there, if people weren't there, they don't understand how much of the game it was. And I will stand this ground. And I know as a matter of fact that like Andrew and the people who ran the game, you know, they were literally the ones behind the scenes pulling the strings. They saw why their game was succeeding. They saw the economies of scale. They saw how many lobsters got eaten or despawned on the ground in the wildy because there was just so much like of a bloodbath happening right above them. I don't know. I'm not trying to like really say that PvP is the only way this game will succeed because clearly they're investing super heavy into like all of these professions. Isn't WoW a really bad example of peak games? I would say that like WoW, what did WoW cap at? Like 20 million paid subscribers paying $15 a month? I mean, for a game to make literally like, what is that? Like 12. Yeah, it's a lot. Isn't that $180 million every single month of revenue? Like, how can you not say it's a good game? For like a subscriber model, it might have not have been sustainable, but it was explosive, especially for its time. Like, I don't think like the world of spending money on video games would even exist without things like World of Warcraft and arguably RuneScape. Like, the RuneScape membership model was very new. You mean in 24, 25? Yeah, but like you're underestimating how much things will fail because the money cycles just run out. I don't know. I think so many games in the modern era, they exist because of like these perpetuating scams that just they feed on like people's, you know, weaknesses. Like they're not sustainable business models. Just because something's explosive and puts on a good like show of fireworks doesn't mean that it's a good business, you know? And like some investor might make money because they exploit someone. It's just like a casino. Like, are casinos good businesses? I mean, kind of. I don't know. There's many ways to look at this stuff. But my definition of like a good game might be different than yours. And as for the comment that WoW is an open world and Brighter Shores is not, I think you underestimate their ability to build an open world. The original RuneScape, you couldn't go west of Falador or north of Varrock or east of Varrock. Like, that was the world, and it was an open world. People thought it was a massive world when it came out. Now they really think it's massive when they play RuneScape, but this game is 100% an open world MMO. And you may not see it, but if this is an open world, it definitely is, right? We just have like a bit of a path, and like it's very small at the moment, but it's growing. It is small, but it is growing. Also, hello Kamadi, hope you're well. This is an interesting conversation. Is Brighter Shores open world? It's basically open world, but at the same time it has like none of the pillars of an open world game. That's one way to say it. Like, it doesn't really have the features of an open world game, but it actually is an open world game. The world itself is just limited. Like, the invisible walls in Hopeport. Like, there's things that feel very bad from like a creative and discovery type of standpoint. There's no like exploration in this game. Like, technically there's a little bit, but it's so incredibly shallow that it barely counts as open world. It sounds like they're more interested in like procedural too. Like, I don't know. Do you guys want more like discoverable areas that have like reason to go there? Like, I like the small things, like having a chest in the Branoff's, you know, the mansion or whatever. Like the fact that you can open the sideboard and roll for some money. Like, I feel like they need more things like that in the wilderness, like a log that you can interact with and get a random RNG roll of money. Even like little things like that. Maybe some like loot that you could roll. Maybe a higher chance for combat loot. Maybe bump the rarity tiers up a little bit. There would be more places to chill, more places to bank stand. How can you say there's not places for people to bank stand when they literally have been doing it? Like, there literally is a dedicated area. I haven't personally been there, but sorry, let's grab that. I haven't personally been there. And buttons on this. But we know there's a marketplace over here, right? This thing does exist. But surely you can bank stand in this game as much as you want. I don't quite get that comment. Yo, Stunna, welcome in. Hello, hello. We're doing all right. Yeah, we've had a very, very busy day. I think I interacted with 5 different clients today for my main job. Pretty tired. We put out a YouTube video that we've been working on with our editor for a couple days. And we've set up a bunch of stream upgrades that I posted about in Discord. I hope you're well, Stunna. What are you up to today? Any games for your side? I mean, do you guys think once we get player trading in more episodes, like, how can this game like cross the barrier? I don't know. Spexa, what are your thoughts on when this game would become open world if it's not open world now? Is trading part of that? Is, like, you guys consider RuneScape open world, surely, right? Player trading and gold farmers going to make this game grow? I think 100% player trading will make the game more popular. We are playing a grind, talk, and grind, not stand, bro. Drew only caters to grinders. It's funny because I feel like that's the opposite. Like, I don't think Andrew caters to grinders much. I think this game is built to accommodate grinders, but it's not built for them. This game is built for people who have an hour to play every week. And nobody's intended to get past level 20 all right now. Except, like, your serious player who's supposed to be able to get to, like, 60 all to do the quest, basically. Everybody beyond that is kind of just, like, part of a social experiment. Like, surely, right? Oh, man, some good comments here. Sword Talk says, I think Brighter Shores is open world and it feels closed down with the dungeon tiles thing. Spexa says the system they have it forward doesn't make it seem like it's going to be more than just room by room. This is open world, you can go anywhere you want. In every open world there are requirements to progress. So, like, where do you want to go, Spexa? Do you want to, like, cross rooms in a different way, like on the side? Are you hoping to, like, find, like, corners of rooms that are unique and untouched? Like, one thing I always liked about, like, the real world, funny to say this, but I like the idea of being somewhere that nobody's ever been before. Like an unexplored corner. You want the doors to be gone? Yeah, I can really get behind that. Remove doors? Oh my word. That'd just be incredible. Even if they just had 10 times more doors, right? I'm kind of with that comment though. I think that's a great comment. Stunna said I'm working on my last quest requirement. If it's whether looking for fortune, I hope it goes good for you. Kyle said Specs and Kimchi daily viewers saying the same shit. I'm sorry. No, I don't know if that's true. I think Specs is wanting to like this game. Like, they're really trying to like this game. But like, if people don't enjoy the grinds they're working on, can you blame them for having the opinions that they have, right? Like, think of the 25,000 people that have the same opinion and just aren't in Twitch chat to talk about it. Like, at least they're tuning in because they want to believe that the game can be better. The way I see it, that's definitely better. You never played RuneScape back in the day? The game is Shallow? You mean Swallow? 9-man dev team. Yeah, I mean, if you're expecting this to grow to old school RuneScape levels, like, I think that is never gonna happen, right? Not like within like the next 5 years. Surely not. It has more players than expected. Most players stopped at 400 total and wait for more content. I thought about this a bit, and yeah, I don't think they expected people to push, like... Imagine if I wasn't streaming, guys. Like, imagine if Unbi, myself, Kamadi, Fozan, Graphic, Tells Tales, and even Pestici, like, what if none of us had played the game? Like, I'm not saying, like, the next person wouldn't take the torch and push it further, because the opportunity could have been there. But, like, if some of the rallying that has happened from streamers being competitive, like, yeah, there might have been other competitive angles, but I feel like there's been a lot of, like, good camaraderie that has helped everyone kind of, like, get to the grindstone, you know? But I feel like that's also a good thing. Like, it's helped people, like, get motivated. And I feel like motivation is rarely a bad thing in life. Very, 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 very rarely. You think the biggest chance of this game is that a lot of people want the game to succeed, but I don't feel like they will only have another chance at release. So you're saying they have like one mulligan with early access as like their excuse, more or less. But then once the game says, all right, it's time for release, they get like one more chance, and that's pretty much how we have to be like harsher with the game. I kind of like that as a concept. I like that a lot. This game has more long-term hope of not dying. Some of us have played much worse games and still stuck with it. Yeah, it's funny because I read your second comment first, Monko. I read the one down here before I read this one here. And yeah, I can't help but think that we have seen the bottom end of this, which is total annihilation. We've watched the game fade into nothingness, both in its management and down to, you know, it being shut down. Some of us have even watched RuneScape Classic get shut down after having played it. We saw the game kind of get overrun with problems that were too expensive. But yeah, the same thing happened with Genfinod. I think we're watching games even like a lot of MMOs have died, right? A lot of MMOs have died. But a lot of MMOs that people have enjoyed in the past are not really holding up. They're not, you know, they've taken on too much water and they've sunk to the bottom and they don't look like they're coming back up. You motivated... Wait, what did you say here? Where is this response from? You motivated Ruin me to get 500 card. I see. Would be interested to hear Andrew or maybe Samuel talk on the operational costs of the world's infrastructure. So, Wartrox, what are your thoughts on like what Specs has said about like just getting rid of doors in general? Like, would it not make things so much smoother? Like, couldn't they do like the same technology with more doors? Like, just like merging these gaps together? I mean, I feel like it would make such a cleaner world. I can't help but think that would just make the game better. And just like closing some of the dead areas, or letting us run between them even if there's nothing there. You guess they could? I saw his 500 cape and decided I wanted it. I want that! Grinding 15 to 16 hours per day, man, I don't know what you're on about. I mean, there's a lot of grinders in here. We're all doing different things. I think, nobody has like a responsibility to grind. We have a privilege, right? It's a privilege. The danger is thinking that you have to go do something, like that if you don't grind, like, I don't know. I don't want to like cast this idea that like everybody grinding is like working a job, right? But I think the competitive juices are healthy in this regard. Jimmy will be on the next episode of Tales. I don't believe I will be on this week's episode. I'm not positive. I will let you know when I know. But as far as I know, I was like on standby in case like, you know, Teller wants to like basically change up the lineup of who's on to keep everything fresh constantly, which I think is a great idea. So I'm expecting it to be some fresh faces, hopefully. I'll definitely be watching regardless. I'll come back to brighter shores once they have items in the game. We talked about the bans today, Jimmy. Really crazy. Lev, what are we talking? How many? Who? Where? When? What items, Spexa? Are you talking about like beyond what trading is? Top miner was banned. Rita Ore is banned. So someone mentioned there were like false bans. Are these? Is it a justifiable ban? Does anybody know? I am interested in this. All bots are banned in the mines, so they just wiped them out. So that's why it's jumped down. Is that they were higher, right? Like 470. Unique items that aren't just a higher level title. I would say there's a very, very good chance that they solve this problem, Spexo. It might not be soon, but I think they're aware of like how bad the items are in the game. I mean, there's a pretty clear like, how do I say it? There's a, I think there's probably a lot of people who are stopping combat like right after level 30 or so. Like they'll try a little bit post 20 and then just get really bored. You notice that the carts were not crowded anymore. Well, less spots is good, right? So you saw Rita Ore all day today. So they're not banned, maybe? Ooh, bot bans. Ooh, that's a good idea. Bot ban waves could mean trading soon. Well, I'm bullish. If anybody wants to sell me lots of fish, notably, yeah, bass. You know, we're interested in bass. I'd also be willing to buy cod. Basic cod and chips would be ideal. Lots of potatoes and lots of cod, please. Thank you. Some grenards would be good too. I have the lobster, I think, ready to go. What else we got here? Soldier rays. I think we got some of those. Then I get veggie stews. Can you imagine just buying like 5k veggie stews from a player and just not having to worry about like the rest of the BS running everything? So Rita got marked for macroing, so they're banned from leaderboards and trading but are still allowed to play. So they got flagged and then hit with some sort of soft ban basically. Does that mean it's like under investigation? Though that bots aren't actually banned, just perma iron. Well, I think that's gonna be question number one. Well, they're probably not gonna want to talk about it. I think they more or less said that, yeah, they're not gonna talk about like how they work with bans and stuff like that. They're also given 2-hour daily restrictions. Zortrox, you know all of the things, right? That should do it. Let's get my click up there. Didn't we hit 200? There you are. Sorry if I missed it. What's the current goal? Are you doing 500 forwards, chopping it up at all? Yeah, we're working towards a lot of things right now. Our main goal is to get done with pondweed, so 246 forage is like the first mini goal. And then getting all the way, sorry, 246 and then 284, which is the bell plant. 284 is like our weekly goal, more or less. I'm hoping like by, yeah, Sunday night or so, we should be hitting 284. If we really do like pedal to the metal this grind. Then like the whole skill's gonna pick up. But yeah, we're trying to get top 20 in foraging. And we're coming from way behind. Like way behind. As for trade restriction, ended on no leaderboard, no seeing other players, and no trading. Doesn't it get like, it's gotta be pretty lonely though, like not seeing people? I don't know if I'd like that. It's crazy. Rebuild thief in kitchen. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really racing anybody, if that makes sense. Like, I think there's a good chance we just get like 16th. And like there's like another month before anyone gets 20th. Like I'm not convinced that any of those like last few people are going to be grinding that hard. Like it's like a curve where like top 20 is right here, but like right before where this would be, it like goes down like this, and then like the amount of time you have just goes way up. Like I don't want to say I'm sweating for no reason, but I think I have a very high likelihood of just kind of like closing in ahead of people. But that's part of, I mean, that's like the holidays, right? I said this Saturday night I'm going to a service, and then after that I'm pretty much clear till I'll be spending some time with family on Christmas. That's, those two are basically the only things I have really coming up. I have some like work and stuff to do, like for different clients, but, yo, Dylan, thanks you for the YT sub. Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome. They mentioned you would be able to see friends in the future. Do they not give it like any sort of timeline? Are you gonna get 500 foraging before the new year? 100% not. There's no chance. Right? Surely there's no chance. Yeah, no way. No way. I'm not gonna commit to anything crazy like that. I'm more in the realm of like January 7th to the 10th, maybe. That would be pretty aggressive to do. My guess is less than 14 people will have 500 foraging by the end of the year. Maybe exactly 14. If we look at the list, will Small be there? Maybe. I don't think Extra will, though. I don't know, Extra, will you? You're here, aren't you? We just have to finish, like, after Goal Tack, I think. Extra will? Okay. So maybe God. G-O-D-D. These guys are grinding pretty hard, though. I don't know. And they've all got Bell Plant. Sparks, maybe it's our best bet for someone who wouldn't move. Sparks yesterday was showing 288. So in 22 hours, Sparks has only moved 2 levels. Sophic Blue in 22 hours has moved 5 levels. The Alchemist. Sophic Blue is completing like the roughest leveling gap though. To be fair, they're just finishing up the pondweed. But we heard that they're not super hardcore. Lex is our target, by the way. We're trying to beat Lex. Lex literally has gotten 0 levels in the last 22 hours. So take that as you will. But like we said, like if there are literally 7 Opters, Lex isn't high enough to even care about it anyway. Like 7 Opters means we have to beat Sophic basically, or Sparks, depending on if it's 7 or 8 or 6. I just don't know. Some question marks there for sure. Was the S banned? I don't know. I have no idea. Have you guys seen Rush? Anyone seen Rush? Also, hello, Alundria. That would be another one to consider. If, so add them to friend list, Rush is still there. Do we want me, like, should someone try adding Rush? Or it's not Rush, but yes. It's just yes number 7. I don't have friends room. Can any of you guys try it? I presume they're fine, right? Friend of yours got banned for macro. He appealed and it was lifted. Potentially false bans confirmed. Interesting. After your last quest, you'll continue your 245 to 500 card run. You want to cape like Jimmy's. You want to do Forge and Alk. Can still send Hawk to a girl a friend request, so I don't think that means anything. Interesting. Very good catch. It probably was Brahma's song, considering I'm playing a League of Legends creator safe playlist. These are like open domain or whatever. I'm like looking at the statistics for some of the stuff. It's quite interesting. So if we can add people who are banned, then we have no idea if that means people are banned or not. I wonder if any blatant multi-boxers who brag about it in Twitch chat. Is that a... I don't know if that's supposed to be... Anyway, we'll just continue on here. You only play Jinx and Sona? I used to be like a Sona off main. Because I was a mid support. But I don't know why I played so much Sona early. Probably Sona felt really easy. But I was like a gold player. But I ended up really locking in with like Leona and then Blitzcrank Thresh, you know. Gosh, I had so much fun as Blitz. It's such a fun chip. The ultimate troll champion. I'm loving this game. I'm blocking any negativity about it. It's a beautiful game. It hasn't even started. Yeah, I think part of my goal with the stream was just to really be positive in the face of early access. And really just trying to remind people of how bare bones RuneScape was. You say it really did come from such humble beginnings. I don't even think most people even know what humble beginnings even are anymore, you know? They don't understand what building something's even about. The nothingness of constant failure. Having those moments where you just have what feels like massive success. You know, when one thing goes in the right way, it's like, it just feels right. But all the QOs we got, all the steady changes, there's been so many positive indicators and so few bad ones that this game will be anything but incredible. But like, I believe that if enough people in the community voiced their issue with like the rooms, I think they would fix it. I think they would be open to changing it. I think people just need to keep being vocal, especially like if like we become the majority, minority, whatever you want to call it. But like as the player base gets smaller, eventually it'll reach like a minimum, and then like, you know, it's just a matter of time before it flips. So I think that minimum, whoever's still playing in that group, like, I don't know, I don't want to like necessarily like guarantee how this is gonna go. I'm just saying that I don't think I'm going anywhere regardless of like, they'd have to put out some really crazy like, you know, we don't care about our players, or just like, you know, intentionally ignoring everything. That's just not how it's been. It's not how they're running it. So I don't expect it to happen like that. I mean, how bold is it though, Kimchi, that they released this right in the face of League's PoE and Not to mention like all the like WoW relaunch for Classic, and I don't know. It's not exactly the best time. Marvel Rivals just came out. Like the holiday period's like here, but like we don't have trading. I don't know. This definitely seems like incredibly early. One can argue it was irresponsible. Yeah, but you could also argue that he didn't want the game to take off just yet. Yeah, 20 million players is absurd. She was in marketing or finance. Yeah, I mean, I think early on we all, like, I know Zortrox and I talked about this at length. But obviously, there's a lot of luck that went into RuneScape being as good as it was. But there's also a lot of hard work and, like, very specific development that was just consistently on fire, like in a good way. Like they just kept drilling home like so many good upgrades that were like consistently so good. Little posture check. I was getting comfortable down there. To be fair, I wanted to release it before Q3. Tried to delay it to get PvP out. Yeah, maybe. How's it going, Mallow? His funds will dry up. I'm with you, Kyle. I'm with you on that. Are we the disc DM? Maybe not. Huh. I've now read the DM. Thank you. Literally kimchi or troll. The grind is real. Yo, how's I know you're working on a couple skills, Mello. How's your push going? I'm not trying to out you or anything, but I hope your grind's good, man. Cheers to Mallow. Maybe do a background check. I don't think Kimchi's trying to really push it like unnecessarily. Kimchi has some valid arguments. It's just maybe Kimchi's just not feeling too great about the game, right? Got banned the other day for the same shit. It's whatever. I'm not like one to ban the contrarian, even if it's constant. People can troll all they want. I don't know. Like, I will go a long length before I ever ban people. I don't like huff copium, guys. Like, I don't know. Like, I will also be the guy who helps try and, you know, constructively criticize the game wherever I can. But yeah, Kimchi, like, what makes you think the funds will run out? If you want to stand that point at all. Do you think they'll just, like, lose passion for the engine they've been working on for a decade, you know? Do you think, like, they don't have incentives to keep this game funded? They built it in such a way that's, like, lightweight, scalable. Not that I want to say, like, the full Genfinod treatment, which is, like, oh, you know, they'll just let the game die. Like, I used to think, like, oh, the game developers would never let this happen, but at some points, there become alternatives. Andrew has FU money. I don't even know if it's, like, it's not about so much the money as much as the initiative, the drive, and the expertise. Like, they've literally driven down this road. They've seen all the ways that things started getting worse. They've seen all the ways where they would do things and things would get better. They've watched, like, the weekly trends. I'm very excited. But yeah, the time scale of the game is probably like the most easy thing to lose sight of. Like, I don't think this game was ever supposed to like blow up in the sense of like, oh, it's the next RuneScape 4 or whatever. But that is a very bad way to look at it. $10K subs at $6 is not $600K a month. Sorry to be the bearer of bad math news. Just so you know, Kyle. But yeah, it is still a lot of money. It is still a lot of money. The game is a proof of concept for the engine as well as private investors. Yeah, there's definitely a few things that they are doing with it. But I don't think the like the revenue is such a big deal. Like that is more money that they can put into it. We have no idea like how much, you know, they spent to get this game off the ground. If we've learned anything, like they floated RuneScape before. You guys like use this term like FU money. Like we don't have a position to really say anything about like the financial situations of these people. Like for all I know, like Andrew Gower could have a gambling problem, right? Like we don't know. Like he could have like made a huge investment or maybe gave away $500 million. Like we don't know. But the point is like they said that this money would go towards the game. And what I can tell you is that before RuneScape even came out, they floated this game for over a year. Like 13 months they floated RuneScape as it was growing consistently. From like January of 01 to February of 2002, there was no monetization in the entire game. And they funded it just fine. So like, if half the team is working on passion, like passion is so much more dangerous than profit, right? Like in a good way, in a really freaking good way. I mean, anybody, like life isn't about like the number that you make on your paycheck. When you are sitting at your deathbed and you look back, you're not going to give a crap about how much money you were making. You're going to be thinking about like people who were close to you, you know, the things that meant the most to you, and like what you're going to hold on to dear. Like not to really burst the bubble. Like you like regrets, sure, Apex, but like good chats. My point is that you don't necessarily have three brothers who are arguably middle-aged all working together on a game called RuneScape for like what probably was like the majority of their 20s, right? And they have a successful exit on said company. And then you don't have them randomly work together for like another 8 years on a game together. And then just be like, screw it, we're just gonna like not do this actually. Like, it's just such a rare thing that like, how many sets of three brothers do you know that are like working together to run a game studio? I mean, to me, it's like a very, very rare thing that we like. This could literally never happen again for the rest of our lives. Like this is like a coalition of the times. Like some brilliant minds with like a rare set of experience. Like I just don't take these things for granted. Like even from like a technical standpoint, from like a money and scalability standpoint, but also just yeah, like what an MMO even is. You don't want to doom it. We're in a chat with 70 people. The general public are not here, and I'm looking for ways to see if it'll explode. If I'm gonna invest 17,000 hours. I see where you're coming from. But I guess to counter your point, like, do you think anybody in their right mind would have put over a couple thousand hours in this game the first couple of years that it was out? Like, if they're basing the way that they want to build this game off of their experience, they have an idea of like their own pacing that is not going to be in sync with every single player's idea of that same pacing. Like, they're going to try and build the same types of experiences. Like, yes, it is 2024, but they have a model of success that they believe works. And they believe that that model might even stand the test of time. And like, that's kind of their call. Like that's what the Gower Trust is all about. It's not about like what the game currently is or who the players are. It's about the fact that the people who are actually running this have done what they've done. IMO, only play something you enjoy. Yeah, nobody's here to force you to play Kimchi. This is also true. You're working in banking. Yeah, I think, I mean, a lot of young people might look at this and see that it's lacking that explosive factor right now. And maybe they're right, you know. But, like, I think the problem that maybe I would like to show, and, like, maybe the Gowers want to show it as well, like, is that some things that are great and good and very incredible businesses, they do not grow as an explosion, but, like, you know, it's like the group of ants that are, like, climbing the mountain to get the food and bring it all the way down, even though it's, like, ridiculously heavy. It's like slow, steady gains, like the Warren Buffetts, you know. Some empires are not built overnight. It's it really is incredible to think if this game gained players consistently over a long period of time, how much better that could be for the game's legacy. But yeah, I never came into this game expecting, like, you know, 10 years of content to be built. Like, RuneScape was built in sequence, and like, just because of, like, the fact that it, like, you can, like, look up the quotes, like, they were getting 500 players a week in the classic era and thousands of players a week by the time the game hit, like, 05, 06. And, like, what that means is that, like, literally tens of thousands of people, even by 2005, never got to experience the growth rate of 500 a week. So to them, their version of success was never a game that was growing 500 a week. It's only the version that was growing thousands per week. While there's no argument that says, like, something that's successful can ever even get to that point without having had the smaller growth to begin with. Like, nobody looks at a billionaire and says, I wonder what that guy was like when he was broke, you know? But, like, somewhere, either that guy or, like, maybe he inherited the money or whatever, but somewhere before him, someone was broke, and someone, you know, somehow the value was created from something small. Maybe even from nothing. Just some vision and some sweat. Yeah, we don't even know how good the game is going to be. Yeah, well said. Like, everyone's trying to cast this mold of, like, what their version of success looks like. Hitting me with the TED Talk. Yo, Doriana, what's up? The Battle Royale genre in itself was massive, so Fortnite was allowed patience to improve. Battle Royale was not massive before. Nobody had even heard of Battle Royale until about a year before Fortnite came out. If we want to get into facts. Before PUBG, I don't think anyone had ever used the term Battle Royale outside of, like, some echo chamber, small, like, gamer group that probably nobody ever listened to. When's the first time anybody here even heard of Battle Royale? The genre was not massive. H1Z1, fair. Yeah. But PUBG came out in what, like 2016? Maybe a year and a half, 2 years? Top streamer ever is not Ninja. I mean, you can say Ninja hit some good numbers, but there's this Hispanic dude who had, like, we have like 1.7 million concurrent viewers. Like, I don't know, the world's changing. The world is changing. I mean, you rewind the clock, like, you guys, 15 years ago, there were no live streams in the world that could support 1,000 people viewing something from someone's house, just, like, broadcasting at once. Like, the technology wasn't there. 5 years before that, literally YouTube wasn't even live yet. Like, the context of what, you know, Drake appearing on a video game stream did for streaming Like what, like, even esports, there were no professional gamers until like around 30 years ago, right? Maybe slightly more, but there were very few before 30 years ago. There were some, but the whole entire industry of Twitch, of gaming, of this massive move of advertising has been so fast. Like all these industries have manifested out of like basically nothing. Melo's like, Jimmy, do you ever stop? Jeez. I just got called out. Drake's team donating to Oda and others. Is that right? Yeah, he did a whole kick thing, right? Or blackjack or stake or something, right? Yeah, I was thinking StarCraft, which is that, yeah, late 80s is about right, yeah. So I guess it's like 35-ish, right? But my whole point, Kimchi, is that like every single massive gaming achievement has literally only existed because of like the exact stuff that happened like 2 years in the period right before it. Like you say like Fortnite succeeded because of Battle Royale, but Battle Royale was brand new, and like H1Z1, like the genre basically was like a catalyst, right? The conditions were right and it manifested. Like the success of it manifested at least. But like people streaming like Ninja, like there were people doing amazing things in video games that will never be, you know, they're just legends, they're stories. And like streaming has permanently changed that. Like so many of the people who do things are actually like, it's documented. Like we have like these crazy like trick shots and things. It's like, man, it's crazy to see what has been documented now. And programming was huge. Yeah, Day 9 had his 15-year anniversary stream a month ago. Wow. 15-year anniversary stream. Now, what is Day 9 stream? It's because of racers like you that make this game interesting. I would never even call myself a racer. But I suppose... Wait, what the heck? I saw this other guy animating and I thought it was us. Isn't Day 9 StarCraft? Wow. I wouldn't know. I would not know. What the heck was that? We clicked drop like 3 times? I mean, sometimes like actions in this game, they feel like they should have popped already, but a little bit delayed. Redeemed hydrates. Still watching GSO. Is that a StarCraft League? Yeah, animation lock. Yeah, like where you're at in the animation is definitely the tricky thing. So I like click drop and then I look away and I assume that like any animation lock would take like a second. But if maybe it's some latency or some other factors that are in play, right? Basically made Justin TV and Twitch what they are and held StarCraft up for years. Longer than it should have been. Vorpal redeemed a question. How do you feel Brighter Shores adding in a Battle Royale mode? Oh lordy. Here we go. Most StarCraft streamers are on YouTube now because Koreans don't use Twitch. Well, there was a huge problem with Korea and Twitch like a year and a half ago, right?
Asked me, how do you feel about Brighter Shores adding in a Battle Royale mode to PvP? Should they sponsor Drake and Ninja to market it to players? Brighter Shores adding a Battle Royale mode could be an interesting twist, but it all depends on how well it integrates with the existing gameplay. The last thing we want is imbalance or wastefulness in a beloved game. As for sponsoring Drake and Ninja, it could attract a lot of attention, but they should also focus on engaging the dedicated community they already have. Players who've been grinding and optimizing deserve some spotlight too.
The tone is so strange on that. But is my bot becoming like partisan or like biased? I mean, that's kind of strange. Yeah, Twitch shut down Korean office and servers. Was it like a legal thing? Like, why did they have to do it? Do we really know the context behind it? I only know of this because I stream Black Desert, and like there was this Korean girl and like a bunch of other Korean streamers that all like basically disappeared except for like one dude, and I have no idea how he's still streaming. But they're basically extorting Twitch. They're making it exorbitantly expensive for them to operate. That's insane. AFI, is that as far as I'm aware? I mean, it is insane. So it's like the government's fault? The Korean government, huh? That's insane. Like, I could tell you there were several streamers that had like 2,000 to 5,000 views in Black Desert's category alone. That were all Korean streamers, and they all disappeared except for one. Three companies in a trench coat. That's a crazy description. What are the companies? Is it like the ones that we know from esports? Like Samsung? Yeah, I think of SK Telecom, right? SKT. Isn't SKT Samsung? Yeah, I was gonna say, it literally is. LG and Hyundai, really. Is that right? SK Telecom. Yep. Yep. It reminds me of like the old League days. But what's really crazy is how good Korea performs on the international stage. It makes you wonder why the extortion on Twitch. Like, that literally could kill the next generation of like Korean gaming, which is insane. Hopefully that won't be the case, but like that needs to get fixed. It needs to get fixed badly. There was no SKT without Samsung. Same time, it could kill a generation of people who study well and push their country. You mean like more of like a protective sense? Like they don't want people looking up to Faker as a celebrity because that's dangerous for their economy? Is that what you're... yeah. It's pretty crazy actually. I've never really heard someone put it that way, but that's quite a reason. We love to idle as fans to look at K-pop. We see it having bad effects on brain structures. Corporations subverted, governments one and the same. And Twitch is owned by Amazon now, right? Talk about like well-funded. Is Twitch they're still in China, right? They don't have that same issue with China, do they? Oh, look at the guy's little Warhammer. It's so small. Bonk! It's like an actual... Oh, he's gone. Maybe a little AFK logout. One Amazon VP oversees all of Twitch. Twitch is blocked in China? But there's a lot of Chinese streamers, aren't there? Who are on Twitch? Are they all VPNing or something? I know YouTube, Google, and Facebook are all blocked, but I wasn't really sure about like Amazon and Twitch. I guess Amazon is it Baidu and like WeChat and stuff? Like they have everything all replaced. Billy, yeah, I forgot all about that site. Jeez. Their WeChat is everything. Yeah, I used WeChat when I was in China almost 10 years ago now. WeChat was already massively exploded there. Literally, WeChat is like every app on your phone put into one app. It's absurd what they're using WeChat for. They don't care about Android or iOS because they only use WeChat. Yeah, of course. That's what Elon wants to make X. It's like a cow talk. Yeah, it's like the definition of a monopoly, because it's putting everything in one box and saying this is how the box is built. It's very anti-American to put everything under one umbrella like that. But like that's what Apple is at. Apple's already pushing the bounds of monopoly. I think in the next 10 years, America sees some big breakups in corporate tech. I just don't think the people who are evaluating this stuff even understand it. I don't think they understand like the app stores and how much app stores are like controlling the entire tech ecosystem for like how people use software and compatibility issues, and it's crazy. I had some like big discussions with my roommate like this was like 7 years ago, but I was really trying to tell him how like both Google and Apple Play Store are just massive monopolies. And like I think the big thing that kind of escalated for a lot of people was when Epic Games and Apple got in it because of they want their flat 30%, which is like the dumbest markup I've ever heard. You know, sorry Apple, but it's one of my biggest criticisms of them is that there's no app store that can compete and say we're only going to charge 20% because everyone needs to use that one because of the hardware. But it's not right to have those two companies literally being managed by the same group. It's just absurd. It's exploitative. Yeah, they won't host your app. Oh, I'm aware. It's just like Twitch mobile. You can't Twitch Prime on iOS because of that same issue. Because Apple's got their head up there. But it's crazy. It's craziness. I think we'll see that all unravel in my lifetime for sure. I give it 10 years before either there are like completely distributed app stores or it's like sitting under like a level of like obscurity. They'll find a way to obfuscate it. I'm not sure who will run it or how it'll be managed, but it'll be done differently. $10 Bitcoin at 7 mil. Nobody forced them to sell an Apple Store. They knew if they signed up at 30%. Yeah, but like, can you guys even name it an application store outside of the Play Store and the Apple App Store? Like, would you not argue that at least 99% of the market share? Amazon. Does Amazon have an app store for mobile? It's just like the same thing with Visa and MasterCard. They're under scrutiny right now. They literally just went in front of Congress and they're like, yeah, we have like a 50% profit margin.
Because we know that all of our clients have no choice in choosing anything else, because all the customers all have Visa or MasterCard. It's like, it's absurd getting into that. I mean, monopolies are really running the modern world. Why can't I click drop? I literally clicked take all and it just didn't work. Absurd. You can make the same argument for Coke versus Pepsi? Not really. Not at all, Kimchi. Because, like, I know of, like, Dr. Pibb and, like, all these random ass, like, clones, like, that are literally in every grocery store. It's so easy. At least in the United States, it's very easy for, like, a competitor to get into those businesses. Like, there are so many competitors in that world. And, like, the fact that we can name them is why it's not a monopoly. Because nothing's stopping someone from making a soda. The difference is, like, if you wanted to build your own app store, it would cost like $1 billion to even get 1% market share. Maybe 10 or $100 billion. Like, it's not like someone can just go disrupt that problem. Like, the point is that it's so anti-capitalistic that it's impossible to compete. It's impossible. The only way that someone could compete is if they owned, like Jeff Bezos could be like, oh, I'll build a phone and I'll do this and I'll do this and I'll do this. And then we might get 1% market share. Like, that's when you know it's monopoly. Like, the whole point is that Mr. Pibb is Coca-Cola. That's funny. Dr. Thunder's a better example then, isn't it? But Coke and Pepsi, I'd say it's not a bad comparison. But the difference is that grocery stores let anyone put sodas on their shelves. And good soda, I think, still has a chance at making it to a shelf, regardless of, like, the nature of the market. So until grocery stores stopped letting anyone except Pepsi or Coca-Cola company stock their shelves, I think that it's a fair market. And, like, there's a lot of good incentives in that market as well, like for, yeah, like the Great Value or like the Publix brand or HEB. Like, those guys are all incentivized to make their own competitors. It's a very healthy market. Like, healthy, funny word to use. But it's a very fair market, I'd say. And, like, I believe if someone made a great tasting drink, which they could do for very real, affordable dollar value, that it would have a very real chance at getting in on that market. Yeah, universities and schools have to make a choice. Yeah, I mean, most, like, fast foods work that way too, right? Like, they're, like, owned by certain companies. So, like, if you make a cafe, it's much more it's more cost effective to just get this bundle or this bundle. But from, like, a consumer standpoint, it's not so bad. At the business level, that's the commercial world, and I think that's acceptable competition. I didn't expect us to go so deep on monopolies, but it's a good discussion. Bill Gates went through the anti-monopoly in the 90s, right? But Windows was literally trying to build a monopoly. It was crazy. Their whole goal was to make their product as exclusive as possible and as massive and, like, unaccessible, like operating systems and kernels. But then you get to, like, Microsoft Office and literally every layer of the stack. It's one of the best things ever for Apple too, like that some of their software had to be sellable. But, like, I would like to see in my lifetime, even, like, between Google and Android, Google and iOS having to adhere to this, like, maybe it is some sort of third-party layer that has to exist above both application platforms, which right now is not really feasible from a technical standpoint, but at some point we could sacrifice a tiny bit of app performance and native integration
The real issue gets into like things like device permissions and stuff like that, because there's just like different paradigms for what the markets actually offer in terms of like a closed and open ecosystem, right? Does Chrome really have 86% market share still? Would not have thought that was so high. The man doing cartel will take over. The one true brighter shores monopoly. Oh my gosh. At least Nas was bought from Coca-Cola in 2015. I didn't know that. People not using Brave? Yeah, apparently not. Well, I wonder, like, since Brave is like Chromium based, does that mean that like when people sample for Google Chrome, they think that Brave users are counted as Chrome users? I don't know. Android, you can install other stores like Samsung Galaxy. Well, what's the point of publishing the Samsung Galaxy store? Malzetic. Yeah, you're a developer too, right? I saw you've done some development work. You're on Brave deleted a dumb update. Are you sure you can't just disable those pop-ups? Basically called DARPA projects. I keep dropping at the wrong place. It's a real mistake of mine. It was like 2 years ago. Crazy. I have no idea what you're even referring to. Let's go ahead and remap here. Firefox is a throwback and a half. Yeah, I haven't used Firefox since like 2003. Must be like 2006. I'm just thinking it was a long time ago. Has anyone used Ask Jeeves before Google? I used Ask Jeeves before Google. That was a long time ago. I probably learned about Ask Jeeves and Google in the same week though. Like Google was out, but now we've Asked Jimmy instead. That's true. Chrome will shine bright once they remove cookies. uBlock is dead on Chrome, so I had to migrate to Firefox. Oh my. Wait, what happened to uBlock? I've heard of uBlock and like uBlock Origin and stuff. It would be cool if Ask Jeeves rebranded as like an AI. They killed it? You mean like integration wise? Like it just doesn't work anymore? Streaming platforms are constantly trying to get around ad blocks. I see. They don't block Twitch ads. It's crazy you say that. Was that? Yeah, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen. Yeah, ads in general. I just don't see them. Swiss cows? Wait, what is that a reference to? Swiss cows? You block. So it actually blocks Twitch ads from playing, huh? It's wild. Do I pop one more? Screw it. I think we have enough time. Little interrupt. Stupid of me. Galaxy Store is a 30% cut as well. Saw what they were doing with Apple and Android and wanted their cut. I mean, it's a number. 30%. Any fee that's arbitrary and hard to compete with is a bad fee. It's really the easy way to put it. Like, if you could lower the fee and they'd still make money, then where's the competitor? And if there's no competitor, why isn't there a competitor? There's probably a rule, like, I just don't know it, besides not gone into this type of law, but I imagine there's a test for how they actually determine if something is a competitor, that it's a monopoly or not. The Great Mobile Wars. Well, guys, I would have liked to have streamed a little longer, but I am going to wrap up for tonight. We were testing out our very first multi-stream. I would say most of everything has been a success. Yeah, Umbi, we're wrapping up early today. I have a long day tomorrow, and I need to start well with my grind. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I know it's like the shortest stream I've probably done since we started. What is a multi-stream though? It just means that we're streaming to multiple destinations at the same time. But your night has been ruined. Yeah, I'll probably... I don't know. I'm not really planning on grinding super late either. Like, I think I just want to start my day tomorrow very early and start pumping a little bit more gains in other directions. But yeah, hopefully we're going to raid Alarian. I can never say his name. Alarian. Alarian. Anyway, we'll get it eventually. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great night. We'll definitely be pushing through to the pond by probably the time I go live tomorrow, or that's not right. By the time like we're halfway through stream tomorrow, we should be there. But yeah, I appreciate the good discussion, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We did publish a video to YouTube if you want to see our foraging guide. There's a lot of cool tips kind of mixed in. But yeah, hope you have a good night. Say hello to Alarian for me. Take it easy. And good night.